That's
literally.
right. I know you're just chomping at the bit, ready to get at it.
Heck yeah.
We all had long, restful weekends.
I'm high on tussin.
Oh, you're high on tussin?
Yeah, so I'm a little off right now.
No.
It's okay. I'll probably say some pretty fun stuff today.
You know
You
what?
got a bag of, what was those, Vicks cough drops? Nice.
Got a bag of Vicks.
I saw like in our Facebook memories over the weekend that, remember when all of us were on my Dayquil
Yeah.
last
Not all
year?
of us.
Yeah.
Well, it was like Moon, Rafe, and I
don't do drugs.
all were taking shots of Dayquil as the show was going and like losing our minds. That was the anniversary of that this weekend.
That's nice.
Oh,
this
really?
Past
This past
was-
weekend,
oh.
yeah.
It's my
Because we're all
annual
sick.
cold, I guess.
It's funny you
Messed
say
up.
that because my only memory from that is because remember, I'm kind of freaked out and afraid of the sleepy medicine, and
Yeah.
I think I had NyQuil. Remember we were all just super sick. I had NyQuil the day before, and then you gave me Dayquil, and I remember walking out of this building and going, "Holy smokes! Did we just do a show?" Like,
Yeah.
I don't. I remember the only memory I have is being out by the fountain going, "Oh my
Step
gosh!
through a wormhole.
I don't know what just happened.
We were on the quill.
What did we say?"
Well, listen, I hope you all had good weekends. It was kind of, it was meh. I mean,
Really?
the weather,
Friday was great.
Friday was nice. Friday night was nice.
Saturday.
Yesterday was great.
Saturday was
Hacking up
lovely.
along.
Yeah. It was perfect every day where I was at.
Perfect, huh?
Yeah. No rain.
It's that
Overcast.
It's that tropical Shelbina weather.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't Shellbiner over the
Yeah.
weekend?
Helping out up there, and yeah, it was incredible.
Helping out, huh? Digging holes?
Yeah.
Mending
and then I went
fences?
to an awesome Memorial
Oh, yeah.
Day
How many
surf-
fences did you mend?
Well, actually, I almost got to. They put in a new gate at the farm.
Oh,
The farm.
But that was
Oh,
yesterday, and I
boy.
was leaving, so I missed
Oh,
What
you
a
didn't
man
get
of
to
the
do
people.
some gate fixing?
Nope.
It's better than gatekeeping. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
He's taking care of a 200-year-old house.
No, I mean we're now in the summer season. This was the big weekend where all the pools were open.
Yeah, not mine.
Yeah.
That all got pushed back.
Not so much. I mean, it wasn't swimming weather,
No.
and it always looked like it was threatening to rain.
My daughter was at the lake, and I was like, "Oh, interesting time to be at the lake." She goes, "Yeah." She came home. I said, "How was it? What'd you do?" She goes, "Well, we took a couple naps."
That's
Yeah,
sweet.
well,
She goes, "We walked to the T-shirt shop, and that's about it."
Yeah,
And
well-
I was like, "No swimming, no nothing." She goes, "No, it was."
everybody's saying the lake was kind of empty this weekend. I had a buddy, who's got a lake house, got a boat.
You don't have to brag. It's fine.
Cool, buddy with a boat.
I got a buddy
Yeah,
with
cool.
a boat.
You're living the
I
life.
house
got
and
a
a
buddy
boat.
with a boat. It's better than having a boat.
That's true.
Better than having a
You're
boat
doing it the right way.
is having a buddy with a boat, and he was in a full-on depression.
Because you couldn't use it.
'Cause he could- well, I mean, of course you could use the boat,
Yeah, you could pontoon out.
but it's
No
not
bikinis.
It's not
Yeah, no sunning.
It's not the weekend they were hoping for.
The men with boats do get upset when it's time for bikinis and then it's just no bikinis
And there are
in
no
sight.
bikinis.
Sad, I'm sorry for your loss.
That's why we gotta bring a chimenea and have a nice little bonfire.
I don't know what that is.
What is that, bro?
That weird little Adobe looking thing. I don't know. It's
A
like
A
chimenea.
chimenea?
yeah.
Sounds
Are
like
you
a drink.
making up words?
Well,
Maybe I am. I
A
thought it was
chimenea. Happy
Chimenea is a
chimenea to
female
you.
chupacabra.
Are you just saying chimney and some weird southern thing?
Speaking of new words, I had a horchata this weekend, and that's a new drink for hussies like myself.
A horchata.
A horchata. And I went to Starbucks on Friday, and Tim was down, and so I go, "What's this?" It's a horchata. I go, "I guess that's my drink." And I got it, and it was
super
damn
relatable.
delicious.
Yeah.
Holy
Dude, it was
smokes.
shaken oat milk horchata. What's up?
I have a chimenea. I had no idea that that's what this thing was called.
Yeah.
It's basically a fire pit with a chimney.
Yeah, it's the teardrop shape.
Oh yes, that's like an old George Washington stove.
Chimenea. Who knew it was called that?
I thought they're called a Franklin stove.
Oh well, George W. Franklin. I don't know what's happening.
What in the world? A chimenea.
A chimenea.
They're great.
A chimenea.
Well, listen, the whole weekend looked like it was threatening to rain
Sounds like a
the
blessing.
entire time.
I know, that's
Yeah.
the funny thing.
A
is
chimenea?
I grilled a couple times, and both times I was like, it's not raining, let's go, let's do it now.
Yeah.
We grilled
I'm
the other
checking-
way.
I'm checking the radar. I'm like, I think we got a window where it's going to be okay. And it was fine. I watched, a couple documentaries.
Pee-wee?
I watched the
It was so good.
first episode of the Pee-wee and then like half of the second one.
Me too. That's exactly where I'm at in the Pee-wee journey.
Yeah, I did the first
Before
episode.
he Joe'd in the theater.
Yes, I haven't gotten to the Joe
I
in the
haven't gotten
theater.
up to the Joe in the theater yet.
Me neither.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not there either?
No, I mean, the first episode was so full. I mean, I felt like I I absorbed so much. I needed to just go, okay, I'm going to sit on this for a few days and then watch episode 2. Because I couldn't just, you can't marathon it because you're just like, you realize how
It's a
much
lot.
you don't know about Paul Rubens. And then I'm like, oh my God, he didn't get credit for Big Adventure? Because Paul Rubens and blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Well, yeah, listed as the writing credits.
yeah,
Paul Rubens.
and then all the stuff about his personal life, the groundling stuff, the relationships, like that was all so fascinating. It was a lot to absorb.
I think he seemed okay with just being the Pee Wee persona.
He had to
Like
be.
just being Pee Wee and
Just
not
took
Paul
off.
Rubens. It was a choice. And
Yeah.
he got very famous for it and made a lot of money.
I was happy to hear about the one love of his life, though. It ended sadly. I won't break it for everybody, but like that was interesting
Yeah.
to me. I was happy to hear that he did.
Skydiving accident. Nuts.
That's crazy.
It was the 80s.
Parasailing.
It was the 80s.
It was the
Regulated
80s.
then.
Yeah, that was a good one. Did see a couple movies. My wife and I went to the theaters without the kids for the
Whoa.
first time
Did
in
you
our
guys hold
relationship.
hands? Was there any necking in the theater at all?
But I don't want to move past the Pee Wee thing. yet. I want to get to that.
Yeah, I didn't know
We get
we
to
were.
the necking
No,
in the
we're still
theater.
we're still
Pee-wee
we're still
information.
yes,
Inappropriate
we're still
things in the
Pee-wee.
theater.
Thank you. Did everybody stop before the joeing? Like I was
Did
like,
you?
I only watched the first episode and then I fast forwarded it directly to the joeing.
oh, you did because I really wanted to give that its. I didn't want
Own
to rush
time.
through that.
No, I
wanted
watched
to make
first
sure I was
episode.
fully paying attention.
Slow down.
I had not watched the second episode yet. I thought the first episode wrapped. It was
There we go.
It was
There
really
it is.
close.
Oh, man.
All right, there it is. Good stuff.
good Lord.
Have another
Almost
Vicks.
passed out.
Choked up.
I got really choked up over Pee Wee. I got choked on a Pee Wee. It was a good. I mean, they were long.
Long.
Yeah.
Episodes are like full movies. It was like an hour 42 minutes. So I was like, I feel like the first one
was.
felt complete, like chapter 1, and I
started
wanted
at-
to be able to watch the whole thing, and it was getting late, and I was like, I don't want to fall asleep halfway through.
I knew
Same
it was
for me, yeah.
I knew it was a two-parter. So I started the first one Sunday night at like 9:30.
Oh, it's two. It's
dang.
2 parts. That's it.
It's 2 parts,
Oh, I see.
and it's long. Each episode is long. It is movie length, and it kept going and going, and I started getting tired, and I'm like, I gotta power through this. Is it gonna end anytime soon? And then it ended,
Yeah.
and then I started the second episode.
So much footage from his childhood, which I really enjoyed.
Well, it just made me like. It made me go back. I was such a fan of Pee Wee's Playhouse. I loved that show, and it was.
They haven't even gotten there in the first episode.
No. It's in the second episode, and after the success of the movie, and then you get to Pee Wee's Playhouse, and Pee Wee's Playhouse was 1986, and I'm like, I was 8 years old, and I'm right in the wheelhouse for that.
Oh yeah.
It made everybody cool. Like I was thinking about this, like my friends who watched it religiously, who got into like punk rock music and were really into like underground culture, to find out how much punk rock was underneath the surface of Pee Wee, like
Yeah.
that. I go, oh, this was all how it's supposed to be.
Not just that, but my point here is now when you watch Pee Wee's Playhouse as a kid, you're like, whoa, all the colors and all the cool, talking furniture and, the clock on the wall talks and, Lawrence Fishburne is the Cowboy
Curtis.
Curtis. He's got the Jerry curl and he's got like purple cowboy attire on. And you go, all these dudes were so high. And they addressed this in the documentary. All the writers, the set designers, everybody, high on weed.
High as a kite.
High as a kite.
I also
And
didn't
you go,
realize-
wow, that makes total sense.
Phil Hartman's involvement was a surprise to me.
Same.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
I feel like I was pretty versed I knew all the groundling stuff. I remember the HBO special. I was a Pee Wee aficionado. He led to my first hickey. I've talked about it on the show. I'm always be grateful to him for that. Because I did a Pee Wee talent show as Pee Wee Herman, and an older girl wanted to be my girlfriend because she thought I was funny. And I was like, all right, Pee Wee, score one. But it was interesting to see how involved Phil Hartman was in the creation of that.
I agree.
Oh,
It's
well,
kinda cool.
also
Co-creator, right?
he co-wrote
The movie.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure. I didn't know that. And just like the adult themes that kind of went
Under the radar.
as a kid, you don't realize it. And they had the scene where Miss Yvonne was on the horse.
Yeah. Having an orgasm.
Clearly orgasming.
Yeah.
Clearly getting to the finish line. And as a kid, you don't
You know what that is?
You don't know what that is. I'm 8 years old.
But I also like his reasoning for it. He was like, we were doing things that are going over kids' heads, but if they did pick up on it, that's their parents' fault because they saw it already somewhere else, so they knew what was going on from something else.
I'm just, you know what? I'm just going to think about this. For everything, I'm going to harken back to everything I loved as a child. I'm going to assume that every adult that did it was I. Every adult that made everything I loved as a kid, stoners.
Yeah.
It's probably true.
Stoners.
Yeah.
Jim Henson, was he a weed guy?
Been.
He had to have been a weed guy, right?
Those guys were.
You kidding? Jim Henson? He had a universe made out of Muppets talking to him.
No,
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, was that a weed thing?
That was weed, man. It's the power of weed.
Was that weed or was that, what are these guys tripping on?
I mean, dude, you could look at Electric Mayhem.
Weed, man.
That was a bunch of high puppeteers writing that stuff.
Like designing stuff, writing stuff.
Anything brightly colored of that time,
Scooby Doo.
marijuana was the culprit.
Come on, dude.
Well, it's interesting to hear about the
Psychedelics were in Scooby Doo.
the whole palette for Pee Wee's Playhouse when they were doing the set when it was a live show, and they were talking about that punk rock artist in L.A. And he was like, "Yeah, I didn't have any money to work with, so I had to mix white with everything. So that's why it ended up being pastels."
And that's so great.
He's like, He's like, I really didn't have much money to work with, so it was the lack of money that made the actual color palette what it was.
It was great.
Well, I think the lesson here is, kids, just get high and just
Grow up.
get creative,
and,
guys.
Yeah.
Get creative. Just, it's going to get you rich and famous. I think that's the lesson that I took away.
Okay, well, there you go. Happy summer, kids. You know what to do.
There was no other hard work or sacrificing relationships and everything else for Paul Rubens.
No, it's just, just doing drugs.
Having a great time.
Having a great time.
Yeah.
A comedian friend of mine, his name is Taylor Williamson. He was on like the first season of America's Got Talent, I think. Is that the one with Heidi Klum?
No, she came later.
Well, the second season then.
Okay.
And he looks up to that's his hero because he's clean
Paul
comic.
Rubens?
He wants to he always said that was the last show that was made for kids but had adults could watch it and get the jokes too, and it didn't go over the line, but there were clearly things going on that adults would get and kids would get that parents and kids could watch together and enjoy, and that was still old school children's programming, the Mickey Mouse Club or Howdy Doody and the things he referenced in the show, and he said he wishes there was
Stuff like that now?
He feels there's an absence of that in.
Yeah, but I
American
think
culture
now a lot of these Pixar movies,
Every one of the movies is based on
Sure.
well, all these Pixar
But they're
movies,
not live.
Yeah, true.
He was saying a live weekly show for kids to watch, a Saturday morning.
That
Or
will
whatever.
also-
that may not
something
be a
for the
thing.
adults too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I remember what was on after Pee Wee.
Ooh.
Does anyone remember?
After
so,
these messages, we'll be right back.
I remember there was something else on directly after Pee Wee because he would go and shoot out of his Pee Wee's Playhouse with his scooter.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. Dude, I forgot about that. He did get
Was
launched.
this like Lamb Chop or something?
No. Something I watched. Whatever was on after.
Was
So
it a
it's-
cartoon?
I don't remember. But at the end, he always got launched out of the Playhouse on a scooter.
It says, after Pee Wee's Playhouse, several shows aired, including The Weird Al Show, which was produced nearly a decade
That was
later in
90s.
1997. Oh, this is not what followed it in the programming.
Because that was CBS, I think. Right? Is that what they said? It was CBS?
Or PBS?
No, it was definitely not PBS. It was a network.
It was CBS.
Yeah, CBS.
Saturday mornings.
What was on after? Maybe it was a multitude of things, but that was the Saturday morning block of shows that you get up early for.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been loaded with great cartoons like G.I. Joe and all those.
Yeah, you park yourself in front of the TV
Yeah.
and Saturday morning, and you'd be entertained for a couple hours.
Some people checking in say Garfield and Friends.
Maybe
or
that was
Bozo the Clown, Mr. Rogers. He was PBS, though.
No.
Those was on WGN.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it was good, and I'll finish watching it this week.
Same.
At some point.
Loved it.
But so Moon went to you went to the theater, and apparently it was a big theater weekend.
It was, dude. It was
Across the
packed.
country.
It felt like the 90s. There were, probably 6 or 7 lines.
Well, because
5,
nobody
6
was in the
people
pool.
5-6 people deep for popcorn. Which, by the way, they got everything now. They got hot chicken sandwiches. They got pizza.
Yeah, I don't want any of that stuff.
What?
The chicken sandwich is pretty good, actually.
When I go to the theater, it's popcorn only.
Nah, it's pretty good. We got popcorn as well. We went all in, and we saw Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Was it good? I never saw the first one.
Yeah, the first one was good. I had an issue or two with the first one, but it was whatever. You know, this one was it was lengthy. It was good. I would say Act 2 and 3 were really good. Act 1 was felt a little disjointed and whatever. I gave it a B. My wife gave it a C+. She is a harsh critic when it comes to action films. She's very, very into the action franchises like Mission Impossible and Bourne Identity and all that. And, you know, it's an American James Bond. So that's what you're getting. You're getting Tom Cruise doing the American James Bond. It was kind of weird, though. And tell me how you feel about this. Half hour of previews, by the way. And that Smurf movie looks like one of the biggest loads of crap.
I haven't seen the preview for that.
Stoked.
What a joke. Anyways, a half hour of preview. And then Tom Cruise comes on. It's about, like, you know, lights go down. It's full movie time. And Tom Cruise comes on as Tom Cruise and talks about the movie and thanking everybody for.
I think they did that for Top Gun too. I think that may be his thing.
They did do that for Top Gun. Where he's like, he came on before the movie.
Hi.
I think he thought that was a good idea.
Hi, I'm movie star Tom Cruise.
Hi.
The reason he did do that whole thing about, like, I think you said it last week, Moon. You were like, he said the thing about the reason I didn't put this on streaming. This is a movie. This is a theater movie meant to be seen in the theaters. I appreciate you coming. It was almost like he was thanking the audience for coming to the theater.
Well, yeah, he did that for Top Gun because that came out or was supposed to come out in 2020, and nobody was going to the theater, and he held it back because he didn't want to put it on streaming.
I get it. He's Mr. I'm selling movies guy, and I get it. But at the same time, it took me out. And
it took you out of it?
Yeah, it took me out of it. Listen, like I'm ready for like this crazy, like, just sell me adventure, you know? And it's like a tight shot on his face. And you can see him reading the cue card. And he's like, just want to thank all the producers and the crew and the blah, blah, blah. And he's going through and he's listing everybody that I'm supposed to be appreciating, which I already do because I'm a movie lover. and you know what I mean? Like, he's like, it was just a modicum too much of preaching to me. I just spent $65 for me and my wife to be in these
Well, you didn't
seats.
have to get the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, you got the good sandwich.
But it was $18 tickets, man.
I know.
So already, I'm deep. All right, I'm committed. I've already thanked you. I'm here. You got me. I don't need this.
Well, he just wants to make sure that you know that you're appreciated.
But does that make sense? Like, I hate to be like nitpicky.
Yeah, but that's something you won't get if you watch it at home. Like, they're not going to have, we're not going to have Tom Cruise coming on at our house telling us thanks. So you did get a little something. I mean, that's kind of special.
You should blend it in with the movie. When he's falling out of an airplane or something, he's like, real quick, I want to say thank you to...
Yeah, stop the movie, and he comes on. Hi.
You know what else I don't get at home? I don't get the couple talking to me in full voice next to me in home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But these people, who are you?
What do you mean by these people?
Whoa.
These two people next to me. I don't understand how you can't whisper. Y'all are
King
adults.
Scott, wasn't it a double date?
Yeah.
Was it you and Allie?
It was a couple in their
It's a good place to
40s,
go
you know,
talk.
and whatever, and they're chatting, and I'm like, talking's fine. I'm sure my wife and I said, "Oh, that was cool," you know, something. But you whispered, nobody hears you. A full voice in a movie theater? What's wrong with you
it's
people?
loud, and maybe
It
they think
wasn't
they're
loud. If
maybe
I
they
can,
think they're at a rock concert.
if I can hear your words.
I know it's
Get
people
out.
Suck. This is why I don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Anyways, it was a good movie. It was cool.
Well, I'll give you a 10 out of 10 movie, and that's Jason Statham's The Working Man.
Oh my God!
The working bee?
The Working Man.
He no longer has a specific blue collar job. He is just they're simply leaning in. I'm a working man.
Which I rented on Amazon Prime.
Was Rush
Friday night.
Was Rush Working Man in any part of this movie? The
No.
song. Damn it.
Hey, if you guys like The Beekeeper, you'll love Jason Statham in The Working
I
Man.
can't wait to see it.
Written by Sylvester Stallone.
Of course it
Really?
Produced by Sylvester Stallone. And when you listen to some of the dialogue, you go, this is written by Sylvester Stallone. I mean, it is action-packed. It's what I needed.
It's Stallone.
It's what I needed on a Friday night. Now, Jason Statham, who we all love.
Yes.
We all love that guy.
Of course.
Who doesn't like Jason Statham?
Prudes.
Who doesn't? Is anybody in here?
Steven Seagal.
Scott, you be
Maybe
honest with
Steve-
him.
His ex-wife.
He's one of my. It's him and
Does he
Gerard
have an
Butler
ex-wife?
right now. Are
I don't
number
know. He
one.
just has that look. where
No, he does not have an
He's
ex-wife.
married to Rose Huntington Watley.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
Whitley.
Jason.
Whitley.
The former Victoria's Secret model, the blonde, and
Yeah.
they are super hot.
They've been married for a long time.
They have little babies together.
Okay.
Love it for them.
Yeah, it's him and Gerard Butler, number one actors in the world right now for me.
Gerard Butler, man, I saw that Den of Thieves. What a pile of crap that is.
Well, so
Stop that. There's a sequel coming out.
No, it's
Jason
already came
Statham
out, and it
now
was
has this
terrible.
thing where, and maybe it's been a while, but he just goes to different jobs and then he kicks ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, he was in the Bricklayer too, right? No. That was the
You know, it's
Nikolai
the
guy.
beekeeper.
Transporter.
He was in the
He was the-
bagger.
The ballerina.
Yeah.
He was
There was
the transporter.
He was in the Transporter. He was in
Transporter 2.
Transporter 2. He was the beekeeper. He was, I believe there was, let's look up Statham's job.
Was he Bricklayer? Or was that the Nikolai guy from Game of Thrones, Sir Jamie? It's one of the two. And it was like beekeeper, bricklayer. There was like 3 or 4 jobs. They all came out. Job
The
movies.
mechanic?
Yeah. Oh, the
Mechanic.
mechanic. Yes.
Yeah.
He was in Hummingbird, where he plays a hummingbird.
Don't forget the Meg.
Oh, yes. How could
the
I?
mechanic.
The bank job, which is just a job.
Right. This is not a career.
The bank job, he was not a bank president. He just worked at the bank. Let's see, what else was he in? He transported 3 times. He went back to
He
that.
drove cars in Fast and Furious.
Also, the Italian job.
Doesn't count.
Was he in the Italian job?
It says it here.
Probably.
The original.
You know what's funny is they offered him the accountant. He said, "No, mate, I don't do white collar movies. I only do blue collar movies.
Well, it's
I'm
great.
a working man." And Stallone said, "Hey, that's a pretty good title.
It's great.
That's a pretty
that's
good
how
title,
it-
Jason Statham. I
went.
think I'll write that movie for you." Thank you, Sylvester Stallone.
And you know what's great about those movies? No, like nudity or like sex stuff. It's just the F word and people and a high
Killing
body
each
count.
other. Yeah.
That's it.
And fighting.
It's a good
Very
family
simple.
stuff.
Which is Stallone at his Stalloniest.
It's good because you can watch it with your teenage son and not feel weird. You know, with it possibly a sex scene coming up. I'm just saying. Dad, what are you doing? I'm not doing anything. You want to watch Working Man? Yes, son. Yes, I do.
It's funny you say that, like about like watching it with your kids, because I don't know how I feel. There's a lot of movies that are going on right now that like sell themselves as like watch this with your kids, and then when you do, you're like, wait a second, this is so much more violent than
Well,
the previous.
I mean,
stuff.
he's 16 today.
No, that is a different thing. I'm talking about like family movies, and specifically, I'm referencing this Fountain of Youth movie that just came out with John Krasinski and Natalie Portman, and it looks like, and it is basically National Treasure meets a Indiana Jones and Last Crusade ripoff.
And it's PG-13, right?
Yeah, but then when you watch it, like National Treasure, nobody's like dying. There's not like a huge body count. You know what I mean? Like when people get in fights, they're like fighting and then they meet up again and they fight later over some other artifact. In this movie, they're just mowing down people with large automatic weapons and think nothing of it. And then they
Shit
just
from The
move to the
Office.
next scene. And I kind of thought, like, man, this was going to be a family movie night, but I don't know, man.
I don't know. We're getting all desensitized to it. I don't know. Listen,
I guess.
Did anyone see the new Paul Rudd, Tim Robinson movie? Is what I want.
I want to watch it so bad. but
what's that called?
Friendship.
Yeah,
Friendship.
okay.
Tim
I saw
Robinson.
that pop up as something maybe to watch.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't realize it came out. It came out this weekend against 2 huge movies.
Oh,
like
in the
Lilo
theater?
and Stitch, yeah, and Mission Impossible. So it kind of went under the radar, but
Who's Tim Robinson?
Detroiters. He was on SNL for a
I
little
think you
bit.
should leave on Netflix.
Very funny.
Why
He's
does Friendship
super
say
funny.
it came out last year, though? Like it says 2024. Because I saw that it came out, like officially, but it also was released last year.
Guys, I don't think it matters anyway. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why none of this all matters. Because I think today is it.
What do you mean?
When I mean today is it, I mean today is it. Like this could be the end today.
The end of the world today?
Today.
Why do you say that?
Certainly makes it easy.
Just because your son's 16? What's going on?
No. So a chilling TikTok video has sent ripples through the conspiracy and the paranormal communities, guys, a user claiming to be an ordinary woman with an extraordinary secret has shared details of a decade-long interaction with a mysterious Ouija board entity named Seven. Now, guys, hear me out on this.
Okay.
Okay? I want you all to pay attention to the details here because...
I'm perked up.
Well, I know you'd be. But for all you naysayers out there, I don't know, it all makes sense. So according to the woman, Seven, the Ouija board entity, has made a dire prediction that the world will end May 27th, 2025. And what is today? May 27th, 2025.
Please be true.
Okay, well, here she is.
We're going to talk about your depression after the show.
Please be true.
Here she is talking about it.
Me and my husband have essentially been talking to something on a Ouija board that goes by the name of Seven, who has been telling us that the world is going to end May 27th, 2025. And I have pages and pages and pages of our correspondence with this thing. I don't know what any of this is, but it felt like the right time to share this with people. TikTok felt like the right place for it.
Right.
Let me know.
Course.
Help me save Seven.
TikTok is the right place for this kind of message. So here's how this goes. She says at first it was a game. But what started as fun quickly turned into something much darker and more complex. So over the years, the couple recorded detailed transcripts of their communications, them and Seven, which now span over 80 pages of messages written in binary code, reverse languages, and ancient Sumerian. So Seven communicates using this binary code that must be reversed to form coherent words and phrases, often in dead languages like Latin or Sumerian. Paranormal enthusiasts are already speculating that Seven could be an entity operating on a level of intelligence far beyond human comprehension. Perhaps, guys, even extraterrestrial, or maybe an interdimensional being. We're not sure yet. Some liken it to behavior that to that of the infamous Ouija board entity, like, and we all know Zozo.
Oh, yeah. Don't mess with it.
Now, what truly sets Seven apart is its apparent mastery of history and numbers. So Seven ties its doomsday prediction to a timeline of cataclysmic events, beginning with the atomic bombing of Hiroshima back on August 6, 1947. 1945. Seven refers to this as Contact 1. 24,825 days later, the Bay of Pigs, August 17, 1962. That is Contact 2. And 24,825 days after that, May 27th, 2025, today.
Okay, well, if this is it, what are we all going to do
I don't
today
know.
for the last
I don't
meal?
know. I don't know.
Hot dog?
If accurate, the timeline suggests that the ominous Contact 3 will culminate in global devastation today.
Well, I will say this. We have new moon in Gemini, which happened yesterday. And the communication is kind of on high alert. That's what I read from my astrologist yesterday. And
Those are the 3 Twilight movies, right?
New moon, yes.
In Gemini.
Of course. That's where new moon's actually where I think the one where Jacob kind of takes the lead.
Oh,
and
Team Jacob.
Vampire dude kind of isn't in it, and all the women kind of lost their minds. Back to you.
I'm just telling you, guys, if you have any summertime plans, it's not going to work out because it's going to be the end.
Well, I'm happy that I grilled yesterday then because, I made my apricot chipotle wings one last time. And that's
all right.
great.
That's all you need.
Oh, that sounds
I
good.
just want to encourage you to give all your money to, should we send out a
King
link
Scott
or something?
Rules.
King Scott,
Yeah,
give
King
out
Scott
your
rules.
give out your
Venmo.
your
King
Venmo.
Scott Rules, that's the one. So don't worry. It'll all be taken care of.
Well, listen, the holiday weekend might have whet your appetite for a full vacation. And what is the perfect vacation? How many days is the perfect vacation? How many days?
I'll
tell you what America
I haven't
said.
had it there yet.
You're
What
like
is it?
forever.
Yeah.
What is the perfect vacation?
4 full days of vacation for me. Like no travel on those 4 days. Because that's what we're talking.
4 days in one place?
Way longer.
Like 4 days in one place.
4 days, we're just getting started. That's when I finally. 4 days is when I finally
Unplug.
go.
No, I'm ready to leave and get back to normal.
Really?
Yeah, 4 days.
See,
but
I'm
like
not-
6 days total. Like the 2 in travel days.
I know I'm weird, but like my vacations are not unplugs. They're plug into other things. They're plug into the world. They're plug into travel. They're plug into hiking or seeing mountains or waterfalls. Like, I mean, it's just like I gotta go. I want to see. There's so much in this beautiful world I want to absorb. So like vacation to me is my opportunity to see something beyond my freaking street.
Right.
Yeah, 4 days I'm missing my cats. Want to get back in my bed. That's me.
I'm a plug in vacation guy.
No, 11 days. 11 days
God.
Yeah.
is the perfect vacation length.
So this
11
is rich
days.
people's. Who's going on vacation for freaking 11 days?
That's what the new report claims. The perfect vacation lasts 11 days and is 3 hours from home.
Well, that doesn't make sense, but
3 hours from home and 11 days. I don't know. This is what.
Maybe
These people
campers.
live in different places than we do.
Well, I figured out what's 3 hours from here.
Okay.
Like what are 3 hours?
pretty
So
familiar.
Lake of the Ozarks.
Lake of the Ozarks.
You got about 28 state parks within 3 hours.
Mark Twain Lake.
You
National
talking
Forest.
flights?
Carbondale, Paducah. No, well, I did flights too.
Okay.
You have
You're
2
just
national
driving.
forests.
Well, here are the major cities, about 3 hours from here. So Lake of the Ozarks,
I can tell you, you don't need 10 days in Carbondale. I was
Carbondale,
You'll die.
Paducah, Evansville, Indiana. 11 days in
Dallas.
Evansville.
Heck yeah.
No.
It's a good movie.
Okay, 11 days in Louisville.
No.
Okay.
Bourbon Trail.
11
Louisville.
days in Kansas City.
Louisville's just Kentucky, St. Louis, man.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, let's
I'm
do.
just saying, 11 days?
I also put by train. Okay, 3 hours by train. Let me see here. Let's see. Jeff City's 3 hours by train. 11 days there.
Yeah.
11 hours is too much.
Okay. Dallas, no, it's 2 hours by plane. Denver is about 3 hours by plane.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be
Chicago's
Now-
30 minutes.
now
You
you're
can go to
talking.
Chicago.
Houston is about 2.5 hours.
New York?
Pittsburgh,
Isn't New York 3 hours?
yeah, 2.5, 3 hours.
Cancun around 3 hour flight.
Philly, DC, Cleveland, that's 2 hours.
It's a no from me, dog.
Yeah, Cancun. 3 hours, 10 minutes.
Cool.
There we go. That's good.
Count it.
Now you're stretching.
Round
it.
up.
I like it.
It's never as long as they say it's going to take.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to Cancun, today is National Sunscreen Day. And
Well, how long is your perfect vacation? You didn't say.
11 days. That's fine.
It is. I
11
like
days
the
is good.
10-day because you always go for a week. You got to take travel days, bookend those, get those out. So you got to add those in. You're always at somewhere for 7 days, no travel, and you're like, I wish we'd have. I wish this was 2 weeks. So if you add on like the 3 to 4 extra days, you kind of get your wish.
Yeah.
And you always feel like anytime I've done that and I've added on the extra days, I've always felt like a champion. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like,
And so
I would've been
adding
pissed
on
if I had to go home.
adding on, to get to 11 days. So you add on 3 days, 10, 11 days. That is great.
I don't think I've ever done it, you guys.
And when we went to Israel, it was 2 weeks, and that was too long.
That's a big trip, though.
I've never done that.
That was long.
Yeah.
That's a huge
That'd be fun, though.
cultural and just
Because we
demographic.
wanted to see everything. So
It's just a
you
long
go-
travel day too. Like you're dreading you're dreading the long travel.
Well, we went to you got to throw in the travel days. The travel's 24 hours, just about.
Which is brutal.
So if we want to go to like Italy, I'd like to go for 2 weeks, see the whole thing. But maybe 14 days is too long. I don't know. 11
Try it
days
out.
seems right.
You go back to the motherland, though. I mean,
I
that's
know.
different. That might actually feel.
Depends
a
on where
lot
you're at
different.
too.
Give me 14 days. Let me report back. I'll give you a detailed. I'll figure it out.
Well, when I
I've done national parks
Let
where
me figure it out.
I was like, oh man, I need a couple more days. I've tried to do like the the quick hits on the national parks where I'm like, oh, I need 2 more days at Moab, or I need 2 more days here to really do all the stuff I want to do. Same with Hawaii when we went. I was like, oh.
You were gone for a while. How many days?
That was 14.
14 days.
That was the right
Was that
amount.
too long?
No. We did 3 islands. In fact, I wish we'd have done 1 less island and spent more time in Kauai.
See, that's incredible.
There's no way to know that until you go.
When I worked for Mooner's band, we went, all over the world for a little over a month, and I could have kept doing that for
you were working though.
The rest
Yeah, but that's
No, that was kind of I was more of a hangout on that trip.
I need space between the flights. If they're long flights, dude, imagine if you went to Israel for 4 days.
Oh God.
How brutal that would have felt.
Yeah, I did. I did London in a weekend. Like I flew to London. Lord. I was there for maybe 48 hours. Turned around, came right back.
Well, how long's that flight? 8 hours?
It's a long. I mean, yeah,
longer than that.
Long flight. Like
long ass flight.
No, it's about 6 or 7 from the coast.
Yeah, from the coast.
But you have to get to New York.
Yeah.
Throw another 2 hours on there. It's a lot of travel. A lot of time in the air.
I like getting it out. I like enduring. If I'm going somewhere, I want to get there in as few minutes as possible.
When we did St. Petersburg, Russia. That was a.
Oh man.
That's a long flight.
That's a long flight, dude, and you're to very different airports. Amsterdam, it's like flying into an iPod. Everyone's friendly. The music is bumping. Everything's made of clear plastic. You feel welcome. Then you fly into Russia, and it's like, whoa, that's like flying into a cassette player. It's very closed off. There's one song playing.
You'll find the iPods here.
And that is government approved.
Yes, government approved, and the tape gets all. They're sticking a pencil in there to rewind the cassette. It's not good.
That's what the equivalent of flying into Russia is.
Yes.
Well, let's say we go to the beach, guys. let's say we fly to the beach, and today being National Sunscreen Day. If a stranger at the beach asks you, "Hey, can you rub some sunscreen on my back?" Are you doing it?
Yes.
No.
I don't think so.
No, I'm not.
Not at this time in the world.
Unless it's a woman who's like a mom who's just like her kids are gone. I don't know. Like it depends on like. Definitely not a man for me. If it was a woman who like is just like, I'm just out here living my best life, a solo trip. Can you please help me? And was like normal, I would do it. But
how do you know they're normal? I mean,
I would get a vibe. It would all be.
Oh yeah, it's all feel.
Vibe. Yeah.
So no frazzled single dads.
No single dads at this time.
Getting protected from sun cancer if you're around.
A hairy back and a lot of skin tags and.
Oh man.
Come on.
Nah, I can't do it. No, skin tags freak me out. I can't deal.
I'm going to assume I'm being punked in some way.
There is not a damn chance.
Look around, they're like, nah, man, I'm sorry.
You're not rubbing into hairy back?
I don't know why
not
you
getting
went
me.
Zero. There is 0% chance I'm rubbing sunscreen on a stranger's back.
When you ask that question,
0%.
When you ask that question, by the way, we all envision men, right? Except for Lern. She envisioned a gal asking.
Oh yeah,
I envisioned
guys
a woman
doing that.
Oh, see, I envisioned a man asking me.
There's no way a girl's gonna ask.
You know what? I didn't envision anybody.
I would sooner do a feller than a gal.
I envisioned an old woman.
Cut that, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Who would you do first?
Nobody. I was 0%
But I
chance.
Don't say
had
do
to.
first.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. Who would you apply slick lotion to if asked
Who
by a
would you
stranger,
lube?
a gal or a guy?
A hot chick.
Well,
Your wife
that's
would
not true.
murder
You
you.
would not do that.
Dude, they're so. The chances are way down for that.
Your wife comes back with the martinis, and you're just
No
rubbing
way.
down some hottie.
Hi, honey.
Yeah, what's
I don't want her to burn.
I'm just here to help.
Who do you? I mean, nobody. 0% chance.
0% chance, but sooner a feller than a gal.
Yeah.
yeah.
We got to stay in our lane with it. You know what I'm
there's
saying?
an earth there, but there's no way.
They're
There's
both
no way.
unsettling in their own way.
Oh God! If my wife came back from like the bathroom and she sees me rubbing lotion on a strange man's back,
Right. I mean, better reaction than
I'll tell you
some
what.
hot biscuit of a woman.
This is what would happen. Somebody's going to ask me that. I'm going to go, hang on, man. Let me go back to my bag. I got some spray on. I'm not.
There
gonna
you
get,
go.
we don't need this. It's
No,
2025.
you still gotta rub
Would
it
you
in.
spray somebody, though?
You gotta
That's
rub in
cool.
the spray.
You don't rub in the spray. That's the whole point of the spray. I don't rub in the spray, man. You spray, let it stick and go.
Sunburn.
I tried to invent something to solve this problem one time. It's the only time I ever tried to come up with an invention. Remember those commercials that used to have the patent? You could call and get a patent on things or whatever. I wanted, like, you know those dish, the things that have the liquid soap in the handle?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, we need one of those with suntan lotion in it, with like a roller on it, so you could just get your own back.
Great idea.
Nobody has to ask the awkward rub in.
Oh, yeah, like a roller.
Just like a little roller.
Probably feel good,
Where
too.
you can, like, push a button and it'll dispense the liquid and get on your back, and then you just
roll
rub
it
in.
into a
Take my
good,
money.
nice layer.
It's a good idea.
It is.
I tried to get it off the ground.
And nobody
thought of
Trademark,
this?
Rafe Williams, Rafe Corp.
Until the spray.
Trademark, Rafe Corp.
Well,
Legal.
the spray you can't get everywhere.
Hubbard Legal. Pull this. Rafe Corp.
If you're spraying your back, you can't get you want to make sure you got full coverage.
But you got the roll-on, dog.
You got the roll-on.
You got some
You got
SPF
like a
70 zinc.
Like a stick that like will
Yeah.
And he's
get bigger or smaller.
Instead of like a squirty lotion, because that sounds like a total mess, and like in your bag and all
Be
that.
a solid.
What-
I'm willing. Hey, man.
What if it was a solid like a deodorant?
Yeah, prototype.
You know what I
like
mean?
one of
Like-
those zinc sticks. that
Yeah,
you put on
everybody's
your-
walking around
yeah.
looking like powder. Cool.
Yeah,
cares?
now it's
No,
like a
it could be
soap bar.
clear.
You just got it on the little. Whoop, whoop, whoop,
It
whoop, whoop.
dries clear.
It dries clear
Of course it does.
and good. I mean, coverage.
But
'cause
goes
you got
on
the
white so
stick.
you can see.
Goes on white so you can see the coverage.
The telescopic.
But it dries clear.
Right,
That's
the
how you know when it's okay to
telescopic,
go into the
stick.
water. When it's clear, swim away, Meryl. Swim away.
I love it.
Thank
Anyways.
you. I thought it was a great idea then. I was pissed. If Shark Tank would have been around when I came up with this, me and Mark Cuban would be kicking it right now.
Somewhere on an island.
Somewhere on an island.
11-day vacation with Mark Cuban.
That's my solution, Uncle Jerry. That's asking for a rubby
Are you rubbing lotion?
spray.
You rubbing lotion on somebody? Stranger?
That's a tough one, man.
It's your 13th day in Hawaii. You're on a beach in Maui. You're in Waikiki, which is filled.
Excuse me, sir. Can you rub some lotion on my back?
Get over here, you big lug. I'm not going to love it. I'll be honest. Yes, probably. Although I'm starting to think I should start rethinking some of my decisions of this magnitude.
No, while you're rubbing, you're going to be like, I had this invention idea.
No.
You know, this is an awkward moment, and it didn't have to be.
I got this great idea.
Selling point.
Perhaps you'd like to invest.
You also don't need to moan when I'm doing it.
But you do it so well. Oh, God.
Why are you moaning? Why are you making
It's
this
got a
more
cooling
weird?
sensation.
I come over you don't know me. I come over my hairy back.
Ooh, that'd be a tough one, man.
Like, what if you don't know me? I walk over. I go, sir, kind sir, with the large hands.
You feel like you could get good coverage area.
Right. With the large hands. I brought my my copper tone sunscreen over here. Can you please rub some on my back? It's SPF 50.
I'm doing it, but I'm doing it like I'm peppering a pork tenderloin. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming in hard. There's not going to be a.
Like that?
I'm coming in. I'm really getting in. I'm coming in
Slapping?
like I'm putting a dry rub on you. Like I'm not coming in there all sensual. I can tell you that.
Well, what do you think America said?
Yes.
A poll online asked, if a stranger at the beach asks if you could rub sunscreen on their back, would you do it? You said yes, Scott?
No. Yeah, I
What
said
did America
said
say?
Yes.
What does Scott say? Scott says no.
I would say no, but I really want to test this out and ask people next time I'm on a beach if they'll do it for me.
Well, you are a walking hazard, though, because you are so.
Scott should not be out in the sun.
Yeah, I think people would take pity on you and go, okay, no matter what, we'll just lather
Well,
this
I wouldn't
man
want
up.
to touch you because I wouldn't want to catch Redhead.
Yeah, you don't want to get red.
I don't want any of that. No, thank you. You're saying no, Scott?
I mean, it would just, it'd have to depend. Like he said earlier, if it was an old person, I guess it'd be way easier because he'd be like, oh, of course, I'll help this guy.
Definitely not.
What
'cause
if the
old people
person?
are gross?
What if it was like a long-haired man who looked very much like Jesus? What if it was like a person walked up and was like Scott and like crown of thorns, like the whole thing,
What? He's
and
not
like
out in the sun.
well, you don't know. I mean, it could happen. I mean, and this is the moment.
You telling me Jesus needed SPF 70?
I don't understand the scenario.
I don't
It's-
think Jesus
I think I'm
needed
doing
the
it.
SPF.
If a long-haired,
maybe
gorgeous
insulted, I'm
man
not
walks
sure.
up and
My son.
looks like Jesus,
Rode on a horse.
My son, would thou mind getting thine back?
I mean, you gotta do it, right? Like, I mean, I'm in.
He lubed Jesus up and he runs off the beach and he just runs across the top of the water because he can't go in. He's all sad. He's like, I need extra because I can't actually
Swim.
I can't swim.
I think you'd do it, Scott. You have a kind heart.
You know, sure.
Anybody's back. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not doing an old person.
I'm only doing the old people.
You know, old people are gross. I don't want to touch them.
I love old people.
Now, what if I touch them too hard? They turn to dust.
Well,
I don't know. I don't want.
That is a risk.
I don't want to. You know.
I'd feel better about doing an old person.
What about
I shouldn't have said
sunscreen?
it like that, but it just you feel like if you're helping an elderly person out, and it's going to be uncomfortable because that skin's going to move a lot.
Ugh.
Lots of liver marks.
That skin is going to be fluid.
Yeah, one hand's holding it still.
Yeah,
It's paper thin, too.
yeah, it's like
there is-
putting on a paper
I'm
sack.
saying.
Is the paper thin?
Gross.
You ever look at your grandma's hands? Like,
I haven't had a
I mean,
grandma.
my grandma's hands
Oh, yeah, you
were
can
all
see-
thin.
You look at your grandma's hands, you see her whole vascular system.
Yeah, they hate collagen.
Sweet. They're all speckled. I took a picture of my grandma's hands once because I knew one day I'd want to see them.
You're going to get those.
And
hands.
now I slowly am
That's
having
your
grandma
future.
hands.
65 people said no. 65% of people said no. I'm not putting sunscreen on a stranger's back. No, thank you.
And the rest that said yes are on a list.
Somebody said on the texter, sorry, honey, she needed suntan lotion and my hands were full, so I had to use my face.
Yeah. And, well, in the comments on this online poll, somebody in the comment section scolded the people that said no, saying skin health is serious.
Yeah, well, none of us are doubting that.
Yeah, nobody's saying that.
But I'm just saying the likelihood of it, it's a trap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like somebody's
I
trying
just
to
don't wanna
trap you.
I don't want to touch somebody else.
That's not my issue. My issue is like, what is the
Well,
the reasoning here?
get out of the sun then.
How
I know.
How is it you have found yourself in this situation?
Skin
They're on a
health is
solo
serious.
vacation. There's a lot of people that travel that are solo, and
And you just go on the beach going, you know what? I'm going to find somebody.
yeah.
Somebody will do this for me.
Like, I'm wondering if I would ask someone to, like, if I were doing a solo vacation and my back was burning and I was like, all right, I'm going to find a woman that looks like she's cool and, like, approach it like, hey, I know that this is super weird. Please feel free to just say no and tell me to F off.
Mm-hmm.
But my back is on fire and it's day one, you know?
Would
Case
you
by
feel
case.
bad if you asked somebody and they were like no?
Would I feel bad?
Yeah. What about being rejected?
No, I think I'd just be like, on to the next. On to the next.
Right, right.
That's
Just
not me.
keep going
It's
down
just
the
like,
beach.
I'm going to get this done.
You're definitely getting the cops called on you, by the way, because if you keep
Yeah,
asking
you're
people,
probably right. yeah.
if you keep going down the beach asking people
A
to
young
rub suntan
man
lotion on
from
you.
the Rizzuto Show.
Yeah.
What's the
Arrested
deal?
in
Do
Palm
lifeguards have to do it legally if you ask? Because it is my life at stake.
It's a good question.
To epidural cancer.
Get out of here.
Be like, young,
I don't think that's part of the
excuse
part
me,
of the training.
sir. Save my life many years from now.
Yeah, from skin cancer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the poll didn't ask people if they would ask a stranger to lather them up on the beach or how they would feel if they got rejected. But, you know, obviously this would be in cases where someone was out enjoying the sun on their own without somebody else with them. Boomers and Gen Xers may be paying for the UV tanning beds and suntan lotions of the 80s and 90s, but Gen Zers are lax about skincare too. In a survey, about half of Gen Z adults reported being sunburned last year. 10% suffered burns bad enough to cause blisters.
Go inside. What's wrong with you people? And I do mean you people.
Now, sunscreen is the #1 weapon in the battle against skin cancers, but anything can be bad in extremes. So there was a story about a 48-year-old woman in China who had a severe vitamin D deficiency from excessive sunscreen use. And she broke a bone just by casually rolling over in bed.
Whoa.
And it wasn't just sunscreen. She also avoided going out in the sun as much as possible, possibly because of an obsession with having fair skin. You need some vitamin D, guys.
Okay, yeah, this is not about using too much suntan lotion. Sunscreen. This person is in a cave. You know what I mean? Like she's trying to stay out of it. She's in a dark hole. Get out of here.
I saw Nikki Glazer's on tour and she forgot to put sunscreen on. She was like, no SPF. And she was like hiding her whole face. I don't know if that was a joke, but I was like, oh man, she takes it serious maybe. Some people do. Like my best friend, she wears the rash guards. You know, her babies are fair-skinned, and so she makes the kids wear rash guards at the pool and stuff. And she's
little
hell-bent
kids,
on
fine.
keeping SPF on everywhere.
You don't. You sit out.
I love laying out. Yeah.
I knew a dude that carried an umbrella.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of Michael Jackson style.
Because he got burned easily?
I think
Or just a weirdo?
Just kind of a paranoid feller.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember him. I mean, he didn't use it all the time, but if it was like a super sunny day or something, he would pull that thing out.
Well, I get liver mark. Like I have a big liver mark on my on my cheek. And that's from sun exposure. I go to the dermatologist every year and like make sure everything's cool. I do use SPF, but I do like to lay out and get vitamin D and get some color because I don't burn easily or anything. But I did do like the oil and stuff back in the day, which is wrong.
Ooh. Oh, like
I get judged for that. Don't promote it.
The
but
sun tanning oil.
Yeah.
What was the company? Tropicana. No.
That's the ice. Shaped ice.
What was it? Not Tropic Thunder.
That's Robert Downey Jr.
Beach Tropics.
Cancer.
Something.
Tropic banana?
Tropic.
Banana boat.
Tropic.
Tropic thunder.
Sun Tropic.
Hawaiian Tropic.
Hawaiian Tropic. Damn it.
Tropic.
And you were in Hawaii. For God's
You
sake.
you fool.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was my job to catalog their suntan inventory.
They have a punch. They have some.
I'll tell you what, I've never seen my wife more excited. We were going into, I think it was Walgreens or something like that, and we were getting snacks for the movie theater.
Dude.
And
Hawaiian Tropics.
And they had sunscreen for a buy one, get one, and my wife's like, ooh! And she loaded up. She's like, oh, it's
You're ready to
season.
go.
Buy one, get one. This stuff's so
You're ready to
expensive
go.
usually.
Moms used to lube up with this, man. 80s moms lubed up with Hawaiian Tropics and laid out on those little trifold
Torture devices.
with the little hot vinyl.
Oh, yeah.
The little vinyl basket weaved pattern, and then you'd be a little kid with shorts on. You get on that after been sitting out in the sun, all slathered in your mom's Hawaiian Tropic oil. 3rd-degree burns on the back of your knees.
Oh, I know exactly what chair you're talking about.
That little lounge chair.
Little trifold.
Pastel colors.
Well, there were a couple of the lawn chairs like that. There were the green, kind of plasticky ones.
Like plastic straws.
Yes.
That's the one I'm talking about.
I got one. You can still buy them.
Oh, with the little tubes.
Yeah, little tubes. Or there was also the kind
There's
of
the
like
vinyl strap.
the vinyl strap.
was
Yeah, these
that's a
guys.
nice one.
Yeah.
And then you have the basket weave.
The basket weave ones.
I love those basket weave lawn chairs.
Me too. I miss those. Look at this.
They don't make those anymore, right?
I don't think so.
They do. Yeah, they're kind of having a comeback.
Probably at Urban Outfitters. You can buy one for
A friend of mine-
I think we're too
$48,000.
fat for them at this point.
A
This
friend
is
of
one
mine
that my
passed
mother
away a
had.
couple years ago, and his family gifted me 2 of his.
That's nice.
And they're so light too.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
They're like the hollow metal tubes.
That's exactly what my mom's looked like, only it was a trifold.
Yep, same. I got one that's lime green.
Yeah, I miss those.
Trifold because it had the little bottom piece, right? For the
Yeah, so
feet,
you could
the
like lay
legs.
flat and
Yeah.
just get
Yeah.
scorched, and it had like it had a little like device in it with that click, 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 click. You had to pull it all the way back and push it forward to get it at a certain
always break.
angle.
I forgot. You know how you forget about things that you bought in the summertime that you use just in the summer? Like I forgot I got my white trash pool, my driveway pool last year, the inflatable one. Can't wait to bust that thing out.
Oh, listen, it's going to be, is it supposed to be warm this weekend?
I don't know.
I think it may be in the 80s this weekend.
Might be time.
It might be time to bust it out.
Saturday, 84.
There we
Sunday,
go.
85.
There we
Monday,
go.
87.
There we
Tuesday,
go.
88.
Find me in the driveway.
Wednesday, 89. Thursday, 90.
Would have been nice if it would have been this past weekend, but that's fine. Now, before we move on, we're all well-traveled people. We've all, been around.
Not this week, by the way. That's next week.
We've all been around. Who are the world's most prolific swearers? What country curses more than any other
They met
country?
people.
Oh, Scotland.
Japan is last, and I bet you it's England over Scotland.
Oh, really?
I
Well,
feel
because so many words translate just into regular language over there that aren't considered vulgar, right? Like they say the C word pretty fast. in
Oh,
English.
Australia.
Australia.
British people?
Yeah.
yeah, Australia, I feel like they have a little bit better manners, though.
I'm going Scotland. I feel like it can kind of go under the radar with how.
Well, researchers
accent is.
analyzed almost 2 million web pages from 340,000 websites, over 1.7 billion total words. And there's one country that leads all other nations
It's gotta be-
as far as cussing goes.
It's got to be France because it's part of my French.
That's true too.
I'm going to say if you're going on internet metrics, then I'm going to say the U.S.
This country, for every 3,000 words this country writes, is a curse word. And congratulations.
USA, greatest country in the world.
Yep. Confirmed Americans are the world's most prolific cursors. So it's America, then
That's
it's
awesome.
the UK.
All right.
Oh, they lumped them all in.
Then
Yep.
it's the UK. Now, 1 in 3,000 might not sound like a lot until you think about all the news sites and all other websites that never use curse words.
Yeah, anything proper.
The stat for blogs is even higher. Around 1 in every 2,300 words on American blogs is a curse word. Oddly, I am feeling patriotic about this. I don't know why.
Well, I'm looking at myself going, well, yes. I mean, when I'm at home, every bumper word is the F word. So
Yes, but in writing,
no.
like if you had a blog, I don't see you cursing a ton on it. I don't see you cursing a ton in your text. I feel like you're much more buttoned up in that way. Right? And so if they're going on internet metrics, like, I mean, thank you, Reddit and Twitter, basically.
Well, they went pretty broad on what counts as swearing. So they had 597 words they considered as curse words, and that included everything from the F word to things like jerk and crap.
Oh, okay.
Jerk?
Jerk. Yeah.
Okay.
What a jerk.
Hey.
Sorry.
But like you're like you're professional. You're educated. You're
Not at home, I'm not.
right. Like
At home, I sound like a total Hoosier, and I'm like,
Yeah.
mother F this.
we're filthy
Like
sailor
yesterday, I
Hoosiers.
was letting it out on Memorial Day. Like, what am I? Who am I?
Now I feel oddly like cool with this. I'm all right with this.
You down?
Yeah, I'm down with
I
this.
think it does make sense. U.S. followed by the U.K. in cursing.
U.S. followed by the U.K.
Sounds about
and
right.
This is an Australian study, and the awesome researchers behind the study almost seemed angry
that they
Australia
lost.
didn't rank first.
Whatever, dude.
And they said one possible explanation is that Australians are more conservative when they write online, but not so much face to face. So,
Yeah, makes sense. Where were they? Were they third?
yeah, they were third.
I wonder,
Well, congratulations.
I think the Trump administration is so loose on cursing and like words, and they are about free speech. It makes me wonder.
Oh,
will
you
we...
think this is just a thing within the past couple months?
No. What I'm hoping happens is the dismantling of the FCC with language barriers where we can't say, I mean, podcasts, you can say whatever the hell you want. But for some reason,
Just let it fly.
because it's
here.
public airwaves, we cannot say the words that we say off air, on air. And I
wouldn't
wonder
hold your breath.
if that will ever come down.
Do you think that's for the greater good, or you think getting rid of it would be for the greater
I think
good?
it's everywhere already, that like locking down radio and television in the way that it has been since the dawn of the FCC. I think it's interesting that we have still had this buttoned up type of
Not
thing.
everybody's down. Well, then it's nice to have a safe harbor.
Sure. But your kids are listening to podcasts, they're watching Netflix where it's all there. It's
I don't know
kind
what
of
my
funny.
kids are listening to. I'll be honest with you, and that's my fault.
Well,
that's on me.
You need to be
I
more
need
present
to
as a father,
really-
I guess.
Yes,
I don't know.
do. I need to be
Interesting.
paying attention more. Well, what's interesting about it?
I think it's an interesting take, and I think it may come from the difference of raising kids.
For sure.
But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, how would the world change if our country was lawless as far as the public airwaves, and not lawless in this full sense of Wild West, but like lifting all those restrictions? I think that would be.
Well, let's try it out, guys.
I think that would be really fascinating, and I, for one, am against it.
Okay.
Well,
I'm against it.
On initial thought.
I just think it's interesting, but we have so much audio out there that people are listening to where it is the Wild West, where you
Yeah.
can say whatever. So is it really that crazy in 2025 to hear the F word? I don't know.
if you use the free market argument, then I would say, if there is a need for the clean station or the family friendly, that, you know what I mean? Like that someone would rise and fill that for you as a family person or a person. The same way there's a Christian radio station, the same way there's, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I feel this.
Like would
I
be
feel
like KPNT, your clean music station.
exactly.
Yeah, I
If
see.
we
I
were
see what
just
you're saying.
throwing this word around everywhere, let's say the F word, then it starts to lose its meaning. And I don't want that.
You wanted to.
I wanted it still. I wanted to still. When I hear that word,
It's very sentimental of you.
I kind of know what you're saying.
when I hear the F word, I still want it to have some bite to it.
yeah,
That's a good point.
And if it's
Got
everywhere,
Rizzuto.
then it's going to lose its meaning.
Well, then they get what they want in the end anyway. Then
I still want it to be shocking.
we have to invent a new word.
Yeah. Well, think about just turning on, TV. And like over in the UK, like there's I forget what the line is, but like the line is definitely way chiller over in the UK or in Europe with let's say boobs on TV, right? Like past a certain time or something like that. You'll see a boob on channel 5. It's obviously not channel 5 over there, but whatever, you know what I mean?
In what context? Just, they're out?
No, I mean like like they'll show movies or something and not cut the scenes that have maybe like a boob or something.
Well, like a gratuitous sex scene though, like in that kind of context.
I'm not really sure. I'm not educated enough to tell you exactly what the difference is, but like it's noticeable, and you go over there, and it's just not as big a deal over there.
Right.
So the regulations actually kind of like, does that help society a little bit?
That's what I mean.
I don't know. It's an interesting,
Like,
an interesting
Well, I'm going to
thought.
go back to the old, hey, when you don't see him, and then you finally do see him, you go, man,
Wow, that's cool.
it has more meaning.
I watched. Speaking of that, so Tim and I watched Showgirls on Tubi this week.
What?
I'd never seen Showgirls before. He hadn't either, and we were like, let's watch it. And it's a terrible.
Is that where they
ridiculous movie.
digitally put the bikinis on?
No,
Really?
it was all
What?
boob, dude. It was uncensored, free TV from Tubi. You just got to wait for little commercial breaks here and there.
Yeah.
But it was excellent.
Well, because when they would show Showgirls on cable, they had like digitally put bikinis on them.
Get out of here, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not the same.
The FCC and
It's not
working,
the
you know?
God,
So
that editor had a year's worth of working.
And why?
That must have
That
taken
movie was
forever.
terrible.
Showgirls?
Oh my
Oh, it's
God! It's
awful.
one of the worst movies ever
We were
made.
making fun of it so hard the whole time. Like,
Well,
her
ruined
movements.
ruined Jesse Spano's career.
It really did, and I felt bad for her. Like it was so bad.
Dude, here's what I had a problem with. Like, there was a lot, like, Gina Gershon, very sexy in the movie.
She's so
The women, beautiful. Like, I love a stripper story, and like understanding a little bit more about that culture. But whatever her name is, Elizabeth Berkley, her moves were so erratic and like quick that I'm like, dude, you're going to get whiplash. Like, I don't know what. It was not, that in itself, like, took away from the whole premise.
Actually, you know what's funny? I think I read something recently that she did get hurt doing that stuff.
There you go.
I would imagine
You're
the sex
kidding.
scene in the pool
No,
was so dumb.
She's still feeling the effects of whatever
And
move
she was
doing in
full
Showgirls.
frontal, dude.
When she
Like-
banged the guy from Twin Peaks in the pool.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle
was
MacLachlan
so-
in the room with Gina Gershon watching.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
She almost killed.
Splashing around was like so over the top that I was like,
I told Tim, I go,
We gotta get outta here.
She's going to kill Kyle MacLachlan because she is gyrating in such a way that is like too fast and too hard and not sexy at all. In fact, it took away from.
It was so-
Her
what year was
vagina
that?
is out, and I'm going. I can't even get into the nudity because I am so perplexed.
What year was that
Really?
movie?
It showed that?
it felt like the
Yes.
95?
It felt like Ace
95.
Ventura when he's holding onto the top of the thing. He's like, "Well, I'm mighty friendly around here." And I was like, "That's how hard she was going on Kyle MacLachlan." And I'm like,
my
"Let
God.
that man go. He has crimes to solve.
For real.
No way.
He has a town he has to help."
It showed
1995.
It showed full frontal on that?
Full frontal, dude.
No
Oh, it was
way.
NC-17,
Frontal.
dog.
I don't remember that.
And
I
it's
mean, I remember the
Tubi.
hubbub.
How does Tubi get away with it?
I walked out of the theater, and that as a teenager, it was NC-17, and I was 17. And boy, did it really hit me right
Was
in
it
the wheelhouse.
NC-17?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe it was like the
Oh,
first NC-17. That was the big selling point.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
We're going to let it be NC-17 because Showgirl's story must
Well,
be told.
the whole thing
I was like, this sucks.
also was like, whoa, Elizabeth Berkley, Jesse from Saved by the Bell.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you've never seen her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine being a 17-year-old boy who's been watching Saved by the Bell, and then Jesse's about to do basically a porno.
Rafe, we're the same age.
I know.
I was there with you.
And I went in there, high hopes.
You may have been in a small town in
And
Illinois,
even-
but we were together.
Okay. That's great.
Thank you.
You're both in the theater
There
together.
was
like
a
Pee-wee.
moment. There was a moment in our lives we were connected long before we ever met each other, and it was when they were
Showgirls?
rubbing ice on her nipples.
Yeah, because she needs to be in this topless show. That whole scene to it itself
So
is
stupid.
ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. Like, and I was even my 17-year-old boy sensibilities were like, this is insulting to me.
Right.
Yeah, because
She's a terrible actress.
I got up and left the theater.
I'm going to say it.
Get out of here.
I swear to God,
refuse
no one
to
ever
believe
believes me.
that.
I swear, it's the only movie.
You're like, I'm going to go home to my
There's
bedroom.
2 movies.
The only I can see
support
the only way you would do I can believe that is if your mom walked in and you were like, oh God, I gotta
No,
get out of here.
I was.
Wrong one.
It was so dumb that I was just like, this
Rafe,
is
is
stupid.
my son in here?
of course.
Mother,
Jackie?
don't look, Mother, don't look. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Okay, so it's Paul Verhoeven was the director, and he did Basic Instinct, he did Total Recall, he did Starship Troopers, he did.
I do not accept a reality where Rafe Williams
Big-breasted
walked out of
movies.
Showgirls as a
Dude,
teenager.
I am telling
Well, he
you,
did, yeah,
I
he-
hate the movie so much.
Total Recall, 3-breasted women.
Dang.
It was so bad. The
guy's
movie
pathetic.
itself was just because at some point, an hour in, I've seen it all.
Right.
I'm just like, you can't show me anything else, and the movie sucks so bad. It's like not interesting. There was no saving grace.
I didn't even know there was a story, by the way.
Yeah, and
Rafe.
you had the
I can
wherewithal
second
to
Rafe on this.
understand a story at 17
I guess
years
maybe
old.
I was deep down. I'm a movie snob more than a pervert.
It was all about the.
That's good to know about yourself.
The nudity for me. I didn't even know there was a story.
Well, my neighbor, we went and we rented it down at this place called Hastings, and we were so excited. We snuck up back to his house, and I got to stay the night over there that night. We're like, yeah, we're going to watch this. And it was probably 30 minutes into it. We're like, let's play some video games. So we did that instead.
okay. I
We were
don't
just like,
believe
this
any
is
of
so
you guys.
lame.
Well, believe me, because we
Now it's Joe time.
what?
we didn't finish it at all. It was like I was cackling.
Yeah,
because
because you guys were all horned up.
No, I was disappointed. I was like, oh man, because I love striptease with Demi Moore.
Would you like to guess the Rotten Tomatoes on Showgirls?
Show me 33%.
Show me 21.
21. I got a 33. I got a 21.
I'm gonna say 3%.
3%.
I'll go with an 8 because it looks like if you turn it sideways.
It's boobs.
23%. Congratulations,
Oh,
Moon.
nice.
Smoke.
Closest.
Very good.
Scott, how old were you when you did this thing?
Oh, I guess I would have been, 14, 15 something?
14 or 15? Yeah, right.
You've upset my
Y'all were
CRPG.
ripped out, and that's why you turned video games on, because you're like, well, what am I supposed to do with this?
This is naughty.
I hope everybody goes home later today after work or wherever you are.
I
and
challenge people.
You turn on, you find the Kyle MacLachlan in the strip club scene with Gina Gershon where she's snorting cocaine, and Jessie Spanos is killing Kyle MacLachlan with her pelvis. I hope that you go home and you watch that and have whatever happens next for you.
Yeah, whatever happens, just let
Let
just
take its
let
course.
life take you after that. Let's see where this goes.
It wasn't
That's
done
different.
well. It was done poorly.
No, yes, but when I'm 17,
Yeah,
Dude,
you,
and
I get it, man.
Or
different
naked.
person.
I get it, but once that the 10 minutes of she's so naked all the time
the
in the
time.
movie that it was like 10 minutes in, you're desensitized and you're like, I want out of here.
Yeah,
Dude, you're
I
not
remember
even
that.
thinking of the scene where she goes back, she doesn't get the role, and the bouncer at the strip club picks her up, takes him back, gets her a cheeseburger, takes her back to his apartment, and they are learning a dance together. And then she and him start kissing and then are going to possibly have sex. And then she's like, I'm on my menses. And he's like, what? And she's like, and then I can't even explain it because the FCC will get us. But like what happens next and how he can tell that that's happening is just utterly insane. Like the dance scene, the sex scene.
well, everybody go home and watch it tonight.
there
Okay?
are people
I
that
don't
have
remember this.
Awful.
I need to know what this
was
is.
gonna say,
I must have
there-
walked
I'll
out
tell you
before
off.
this
There are
happened.
people that have seen this multiple times that have no idea what you're talking about, because there are scenes.
Right.
There's script.
There's dancing, there's drama, there's a switchblade knife.
I would rather watch old school like Skinamax where they're clearly having intercourse with the bend of the woman's knee because
yes.
when they would be all off kilter.
Yes. Red Shoe Diaries or
Because it would be like,
Emmanuel.
it'd be like, yeah, silk
Oh, I love
stockings.
that.
You want to see Emmanuel?
Silk stockings, USA, after dark.
all night.
All right, we got to take a break, but first. And it's brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990. And on Sunday, Rafe and I will be at the Hot Shots in Wentzville.
Let's do it.
I believe starting at 2 o'clock. From Arnold, Derek Vogus is our is member of the day. Derek's been listening to the show since day one on his way to high school in the mornings. Podcast Weirdo Now listens through the whole day. took the podcast with him to Rollo when he was getting his degree in mechanical engineering. Rizz has made the show into a fine-tuned machine. And this is coming from an engineer, by the way. Quality content on a daily basis is hard to find. You just heard that whole Showgirls conversation, right? That's quality?
Mm-hmm. We're the best.
Derek Vogus from Arnold is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. With the Hot Shots in St. Charles, not Wentzville.
St. Charles.
St. Charles. I don't want you showing up to the wrong spot, by the way. St. Charles on Sunday. Celebrating 35 years. Hot Shots' 35th anniversary. That's why we're out there. All right, Lern, what do you got?
Britney Spears gets caught smoking on a plane. Rest in peace to Phil when movies become a little too real, and a recap of the AMAs.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays to porno birthday. And by the way, I got every detail on the Hot Shots thing wrong.
Great.
So we're out there from 3 to 5.
Cool.
On Sunday.
Yeah, and I didn't think anything you said sounded right, but you're usually on it, so I didn't say anything.
Hot Shots at St. Charles, okay?
I'm high on cold medicine, brother.
All right. More details on the website. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Crap on Celebrities next. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. The text line, 314-649-DUMB. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials, at RizzShow. Show your emails, RizzShow1057thepoint.com. Since we were not here yesterday, we'll do Sex Tom Fun Facts today. Rafe on relationships as well. Your emails. Crap on Celebrities here in just one moment. All right, today is May 27th. Back in the day, 88 years ago, 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge opens in California, creating a link between San Francisco and Marin County. Anybody ever see that documentary called The Bridge, where it's about all the people that jump off
Yeah.
No.
the Golden Gate?
Oh.
Very sad.
Yeah, my God.
Seems like it.
That's not a show I need to watch, man.
Nah.
I told you that call to the void, whatever the French term is. That's one of the few places that I've had it every time I've been on the bridge.
The Golden Gate?
Yeah, I've been there, I don't know, half dozen times, maybe more. And every single time, there's a strange pull, and I do not know what it is.
And there's a documentary about it.
But I know myself well enough to know that, like, there's something, I don't know if it's just a phenomenon, a spiritual thing. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it, and I make sure that I don't go there.
Yeah, I've had the opposite where I was on a boat underneath it and I wanted to jump up
onto the bridge. It's crazy.
Yeah.
68 years ago, 1957, That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly was released. It was Buddy Holly's only #1 hit. He died less than 2 years later in a plane crash. 56 years ago, 1969, the construction of Walt Disney World begins in Florida. 48 years ago, 1977, Smokey and the Bandit released. Burt Reynolds as the Bandit, the legendary Jackie Gleason as Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
You know, it was on this show like 10 years ago when I even learned about that, because I came back from some show out there, a tour or something like that, and I had that experience again, and I was telling you.
Call to the Void?
Yeah, I was telling you about it, and you guys were calling me a psycho. You're like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, you guys had never heard of that, and then I'd never heard of it either.
I didn't know there was a term for it.
I didn't either, and it was our listeners that like said, hey, that's like not a common thing, but that's something that happens in certain scenarios of with heights.
Apparently
and
the Golden Gate Bridge.
They educated me, so thank you.
30 years ago today, 1995, Christopher Reeve was paralyzed when he was thrown from a horse in Culpeper, Virginia, and he lived with those injuries until his death in 2004. 20 years ago, in 2005, Madagascar and Adam Sandler's The Longest Yard was released. 10 years ago, 2015, Tracy Morgan settled his lawsuit with Walmart over the accident with one of their trucks that left him seriously injured. No word on how much they paid him, but he said, quote, Walmart did right by me and my family. 3 years ago today in 2022, Top Gun Maverick comes out, and that same day, Season 4 Stranger Things airs with a scene featuring the Kate Bush song Running Up the Hill, or Running Up That Hill.
It's a great song.
And the song starts trending and enters the top 10 in 34 different countries, including America.
Placebo did a cover of that for Cruel Intentions.
I remember Placebo.
Yeah, which was very good, which is actually the first time I heard that song.
It's the band Placebo.
And I didn't know that it was a cover. So it was that good.
And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And we start with Britney Spears. She has
How's she doing? Everything going all right?
Everything's going okay. She's smoking again, so I mean, we'll take this for as it is, I guess. But she hasn't been in trouble in a while. But she did get scolded last week. So Thursday, she lit a cigarette on a public charter flight from Cabo to Los Angeles, and a flight attendant told her to put it out. And when the plane landed, cops gave her an official warning. And so she had an Instagram post, of course, and she said she thought that this was a plane that she could smoke on because
this was America.
The drink holders were on the outside of the seat. So I don't know how she made sense of that, but
I didn't get it.
Wait. So,
Britney said she thought this was a plane that she could smoke on because, quote, the drink holders were on the outside of the seat.
May I ask, is there any plane that you can smoke on?
No, there is not.
There's no planes you can
I don't think you can smoke on your private planes
That's
anymore.
what I'm saying. Like,
What if the drink holders are on the outside of the seat?
if I chartered a plane and it was just me, can I smoke on it?
No, you cannot.
So that's like it's a FAA rule, right?
Right. Like that's
What-
a federal law. We
even
cannot be
private
smoking
jets
on
now.
planes.
What if I'm on, Spirit of St. Louis and I get some little prop plane or something and me and my buddy are going up? Can I smoke in that?
Probably not, but I mean,
Who's going to tell
But
on
who's
you in
gonna
that
tell on you?
situation?
Yeah, I'm wondering. I never thought about it, I guess.
So Brittany says it was kind of much that the flight attendant told on her. She added that the woman didn't like her from the moment she got on the plane. Quote, she invaded her space when she fastened Brittany's seatbelt for her. So she's getting her seatbelt fastened
Oh,
for
my
her.
God, what a
She's
mess.
thinking the drink holders.
Hey, guys,
thinking
free
she can
Brittany.
smoke.
guys, free Britney.
I didn't see if the baby doll was with her. She was traveling with that for a while. I hope she's okay.
You're killing
She's
us.
not okay. This
She's
is
not
this is
okay.
not a well woman. But hey, free Britney.
She needs to stop smoking too. Billy,
Yeah, of all the things,
things.
that's the most important thing. She stopped smoking.
Clearly.
Yes.
For your health.
Billy Joel has canceled all of his concert dates. He revealed that he has a rare brain disorder. And so this is called a normal pressure hydrocephalus. And so essentially it's a disorder where excessive fluid accumulates in the brain. And it's been misdiagnosed for a lot of people with Alzheimer's. And so he is just off the road.
Yeah, I know he all of a sudden canceled all his dates. So
Yeah.
what is the prognosis for this? What are they saying?
He's getting excellent care. He's hoping to fully recover, but he's got to take some time and do, sounds like some therapy of some kind. And I imagine they have to drain
Drain the brain?
the brain a little
Yeah,
bit.
when he canceled all his dates, because they didn't say what it was, I thought he had a heart attack.
Oh, you've been waiting to do that.
This has been affecting
Thanks,
his,
guys. I'll see you.
Thanks.
I've never been prouder of you than I am right
But,
now.
as a performer,
guys.
this affected his hearing and his vision. Like, he fell.
Remember he fell? Yeah,
Yeah.
he fell a couple weeks ago.
So
is
it's for
this
the best.
Is this due to that?
It's due to that.
He had
yeah.
all kinds of symptoms. I heard in the middle of the night he went walking in his sleep.
Okay, you two need to just calm down. She's a New Yorker,
Wait, did
man.
he fall? Did he fall because
Uptown?
of this, or did he, or was this thing because of the fall?
This thing is because of the fall. At that time when he fell, he didn't know he just thought he fell.
Oh, you mean
No. I mean, did
So
this
the fall is because of the thing.
Did the fall cause this, or did the
No.
did this
No.
thing in his
This
head
caused
This
the
cause
is
the fall?
he has this in him already.
Okay.
This is like a disorder. This is something that I guess just
Okay.
happens.
Yeah.
So
He was trying to figure
What
out
if we
which
just-
came first, the
which
fall
came
or the
first, the
cephalus?
fall or the cephalus?
I would like him to wear a batting helmet everywhere he goes.
Fine. I think that's a good idea. Actually, I want him to be safe.
What if he just came out and
I don't
jammed
even
the
like Billy
piano
Joel's music, dude.
on like one of them 90s biker helmets, with like the little lip on the back?
The bell helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
little horn.
He just straps on and click. Sing us a song, you're the piano man.
We got to keep him safe.
We do have to keep him safe. A new biography called Love, Freddie has a crazy revelation in it that Freddie Mercury has a daughter.
There's been this rumor for quite a while.
Pardon?
So, allegedly, he had this child with a friend's wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in 1976. So
On
she's
purpose?
48 years old on purpose, and that she has been under wraps. But his community, like the little group that he has of people that knew this secret, have kept it a secret for almost 50 years, which is wild.
So why come out now?
Well, because there's a biography out now.
Oh, because there's a book.
Right? Did she say something?
She did say something. So the woman, she's a medical professional living in Europe. She told the author of this new book that's all about Freddie Mercury. She says, Freddie Mercury was and is my father. We had a very close and loving relationship from the moment I was born through the last final 15 years of his life. After more than 3 decades of lies, speculation, and distortion, it's time to let Freddie speak. Those who've been aware of my existence have kept it the greatest secret out of loyalty to him.
Well, let's see what she looks like.
I tried to look her up. There's no, you can't find her. Like, and she's only going by like B. They didn't give a name. B Mercury.
No, B Bulsara.
Hey, listen, Freddie Mercury wasn't he wasn't just gay. I think he was everything.
Like pansexual?
Yeah, because remember he said the love of his life.
I think a
was
lot
this
of them.
gal.
The love of his life was a woman.
Yeah.
But I think he just had sex with everything.
Maybe. And maybe he had a baby.
Guys, it was the 70s, man.
It was, but I mean,
80s.
if this is true, I mean, how tight is that loyalty, though? I mean, that's pretty cool that they've kept it under
circle.
wraps for so
That's
long.
pretty tight.
So tight.
So tight.
Rest in peace to Duck Dynasty star Phil Robertson, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease back in December. His family shared the news on social media on Sunday, saying that Phil was a man of God, always tried to remind people that death only meant returning to God's kingdom. Thanked the fans for all their prayers and being with him and through all of his career. And A&E did a little in memory of Phil Robertson. Here it is.
Everybody happy, happy, happy. You little rascal, you.
Father, we do thank you for another good day here. You have been extremely kind to us.
Baby,
I'm a low-tech man in a high-tech world. When mallard ducks see these decoys, they will be mesmerized, hypnotized, and paralyzed. You are my best friend, and I love you dearly. And I'm going to be with you for the long haul until they put me in the ground.
R.I.P. Phil Robertson.
I had no idea that he played football at Louisiana Tech and that he was a starting quarterback while Terry Bradshaw
Yeah, he
was
played
his
with Terry
backup.
Bradshaw. I knew that. I never watched that show.
I watched a couple episodes.
Was he the one that came up with the idea of the Ducks?
Yeah, so he founded Duck Commander in 1972, which I guess spawned the whole family to get involved, thus getting the reality TV show. And it's still going. It's expected to premiere with the Duck Dynasty, the revival on A&E this summer. So it's still going strong.
Moon's in a Freddie Mercury
Girl home.
nosedive.
Vortex.
So
this is not the Mary Austin gal that was.
No, this
they
is
were
some. Well,
supposedly
it could be, but I don't
engaged.
think Mary Austin. Does she have babies? I mean, I don't. We would probably known.
We would have known that one.
This is somebody who was a friend, who was a wife of a friend, who had Freddie's baby.
Oh, imagine, because he had a unique look to him. I would imagine his offspring would have a unique look to them.
That's why I
as
tried
well.
looking it up as well, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You
Never know.
Luke from the Struts. Like the first time you see the Struts, you go, and they have such a Queen vibe in their band. I was like, "Is this
He would love
the Spawn?"
He would love you saying that.
I know.
Yeah, that's what he's been.
But it's a
after.
daughter, so it's not Luke. Guys, Kim Kardashian's 2016 Paris robbery case ended on Friday with the French court convicting 8 of the 10 defendants. The grandpa robbers, due to their advanced ages, the story is bound and gagged Kim Kardashian at gunpoint, stealing around $10 million in jewelry, including her $4 million engagement ring to Kanye West. And so despite the severity of the crime, most received suspended sentences and credit for time already served. Kim Kardashian testified in the trial and said it was the most terrifying experience of her life. But she says, I believe in the power of growth and accountability, and I pray for healing for all. So that is over. The cast of SNL changes every year pretty much.
Sure.
We add and we subtract. But speculation's heavy right now about major departures because Kenan Thompson went on the record.
Well, he's the only constant.
He is.
Kenan Thompson.
Telling Page Six that the end of the show's 50th season was bittersweet, adding especially this year where it feels like there's maybe possibly a lot of change for next year. So this could mean something like, Lorne Michaels stepping down, possibly Tina Fey stepping in, but also names like Bowen Yang and Sarah Sherman, Colin Jost, they may be leaving. So next season of SNL could have a lot of changes. So stay tuned. The Netflix comedy created by Shane Gillis called Tires has season 2 on the way. You watched this, right?
I love that show.
You loved it? I've never seen
what?
it.
It's an easy watch. It's like 22 minutes long. Mm-hmm. Have you seen Tires?
Yeah. The other guy in it, Chris O'Connell's a friend, and I was really happy for him. I think I've said this on the air. They shot that years ago when he got SNL, and it was supposed to come out, supposed to all be part of Shane's first thing, and then when he got kicked off SNL, it got buried for like 3 years until Shane kind of came back as a stand-up comedian.
Right, it's great. I enjoy it.
I'm happy for them.
It's irreverent. It's short. It's a good watch. It's easy.
It reminds me of the Tim Robinson show.
Detroiters?
Yeah, like because this says the show centers around Will, the anxious and clearly unqualified heir to his father's auto repair chain, who's desperately trying to turn things around despite the relentless torment of his cousin and now employee Shane.
Yeah,
and kind of similar marketing.
It's got a vibe of like Trailer Park Boys.
Oh,
a little bit.
It's kind of shot that way. It's kind of got that spirit of it.
Yeah, they shot it, and it's a lot like The Office, I would say. Like, there aren't a lot of exterior. If you watch this, they never really leave the garage.
Right.
They kind of shoot everything. It's very cheap to make, and the way they wrote it was very interesting to me. Like, there's maybe one shot in the whole show that's like out in the alley. Everything else happens in the building.
Yes.
Interesting.
It's very funny.
Well, the trailer for the season 2, which will debut on Netflix on June 5th, has Andrew Scholes, Vince Vaughn, John Lovitz, Thomas Hayden Church, Ellie Kemper, all going to be in season 2 of Tired, so check it out. This is interesting. Michael Strahan's parents ate his pet pig when he was a kid, and he had no idea until he was an adult. So here is some audio of Sarah Haynes, who was his Good Morning America co-anchor. She shared the story on The Weekend View about how she accidentally revealed to Michael that his family ate his pet pig. Here we go.
And I find out he had a pig when he was little, a pet pig. They shared with me that they ate the pig. No, it's horrible. So I come back and I'm giving Michael a hard time. And I joked about the pig. And he's like, what are you talking about? He didn't know.
Oh, no.
He didn't know because they were all young, but something had happened and they ended up not being able to keep. So the pig, I felt so bad.
Nice going, Sarah.
I know. And then he was like, I had no idea. And he called his mom. And I was like, I didn't mean to betray the family trust. I just thought you told them.
So, Sarah Haynes, the whole reason she interviewed his parents back in 2020, it was right before his father died. So I guess there was some sort of, they wanted to get him on record. And anyway, wild story. And I was thinking to myself, did you ever have like pets growing up and then your parents gave them away without your knowledge?
No.
And you just came home? I did.
That's horrible.
My dad, so I always had animals at my dad's house. And my dog had puppies. And, like 6 puppies, little golden retriever puppies. Playing with them, they get to be a certain age, probably 6 weeks old, 12 weeks, however, whatever the age to give them away is. And I come home from school that day and all the puppies were gone. And it was devastating.
Well, he didn't tell you he was doing it?
No. Had no clue. Came home. Puppies,
he never said
gone.
don't get attached to these things because they're going.
No. I thought, dude, we're going to have 7 dogs just rolling deep in this house. And I thought, this is my new life.
Where'd they go?
They just went to random, they gave them away to people in the town.
Whoa. No,
Still mad about it.
My dad's been opening up more recently, telling us a little bit about our past, and found out we ate the cat at one point.
I'm sorry, what?
I had no idea.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding. He did have to put a cat down, though. But
did you know, though, going into it that you're going to come home and the cat was going to be gone?
They killed it with a special.
Or did they kind of shield you?
It was just when I was out of the house, and I went over and I was like, hey, where's Samantha? Where's Sam, the cat? Like, oh, yeah, bad news. Your dad,
you gotta go.
Your dad rocked back on his recliner, and she was underneath him. Broke her back.
You told me about that before.
Yeah, and he had to put her down, so he put a bullet in her head.
Oh, jeez, man. Okay. Hey, happy Tuesday, everybody.
Well, listen, probably the most humane way to do it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there was nothing else to do. She was suffering bad,
right.
and it was a pretty genius way he did it too. But man, gnarly.
I have audio from that.
You do? Okay, thanks for that.
Goodbye, Samantha.
This year's Memorial Day weekend was a massive success at the box office, but it wasn't the movie that you thought it would be. Like, I would have thought Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning would have been #1. It wasn't. It was the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch.
Whoa.
Made about $145.5 million domestically, and it's expected to get up internationally to just over $340 million.
Dang, Tom is pissed.
Final Reckoning came in second place, earning $63 million domestically over the weekend. And it was one of the most expensive films to make of all time, costing around $400 million.
Ooh, jeez.
Oof. Well, hopefully worldwide that thing does.
No.
That thing does all right. I'm sure it'll make its money back.
You think so? $400-something million?
Well, $64 million just in America first week. That's a worldwide movie.
It made $127 million internationally right now.
Right, so it'll probably.
They made it, dude. This is supposed to be the giant weekend.
I mean, Lilo and Stitch made $340 million internationally, and that probably cost what, $20 million to make or something?
Oh, I don't know. Live action.
That was a lot.
Oh my gosh! I feel bad. I feel bad for
He'll be all
Tommy.
right. It'll be all right.
Nicht gut.
It'll be cool.
During a screening of the Final Destination Bloodlines in Argentina, the ceiling collapsed, fell on a 29-year-old woman who was there with her daughter, only missed her head because she was actually leaning over the armrest, and then the ceiling fell.
Well, so
She
some
did
real
have
Final
injury.
Destination stuff, huh?
Isn't that wild?
Hell, I ain't hanging out anywhere near this woman. Hell no. You're marked, lady. Get away from this woman.
Yeah, she
Well,
said.
I watched some kind of compilation of all the greatest deaths in the Final Destination movies. Anybody seen this?
No.
It's online. It's a compilation. Silly.
Very silly. Yes.
What a silly franchise.
But also ways to die, right? I mean, you could die anyway.
You gonna catch me behind a log truck?
No.
Ever.
No, sir.
Never.
Well, everybody knows a log truck one, but there was one where it was like a gymnast and she slips off the uneven bars and she lands on her head and like folds up.
You could die that way.
There's the roller coaster.
What was the roller coaster one?
Yeah, I think there was, right?
or
If
it just
I
goes
remember
off the tracks.
Man, I don't need none of that.
No, thank you.
right. Or he falls off, like when it goes in a loop, or I forgot what it was.
Well, at first, the woman said she thought it was part of the movie because she was so involved, and then a massive piece fell on her. So she did have some injuries. She did go to the hospital. She has contacted a lawyer.
Yeah, of
Luckily,
course.
did not kill her, though. Wild. Jamie Foxx is silencing conspiracy theorists about how Diddy is trying to kill him. So when Fox suffered a stroke 2 years ago, and he obviously was holding that close to the vest, we had no idea what was going on. Lots of detectives wondered if Diddy had tried to silence the actor from talking about the freak-off parties that are currently in the news with the criminal trial. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Jamie Foxx says, "I'm in perfect shape. I saw things like Puffy tried to kill me. No, Puffy didn't try to kill me." He added, "When people say I was a clone, that made me flip. I'm sitting in the hospital bed like, these people are trying to clone me." So he's like silencing all the conspiracy theories.
That's what a clone would do.
Whatever was the Jamie Foxx stuff. What,
It was a stroke.
that's all?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think he just had a stroke.
And is that full recovery?
Yeah, I mean, he did the special that came out last year. I don't know, full. I mean, I'm sure he's got like little
Lingering
issues,
effects,
but you know, for the most part, he's okay. I don't know if he's going to act again, but he's definitely not a clone, and he's definitely not trying to get killed by
That's what they
Diddy.
want you to think.
Right. Anybody watch the American Music Awards last night?
Oh, my
Oh, no.
I did not.
Well, luckily for you, I have a recap. So Billie Eilish was the big winner at the American Music Awards last night in Vegas, winning all 7 awards that she was nominated for, including Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and Song of the Year. She accepted Artist of the Year via video as she's out on tour. Here is Billie Eilish accepting Artist of the Year award.
Wish I could be there tonight. I'm on tour.
Okay.
Cool. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars each won 3 awards, including Favorite Music Video and Collaboration of the Year for Die With a Smile. I watched a little bit of it. It felt like we turned it on randomly last night.
Yeah.
It felt like it was 2001 because like Janet Jackson, Gwen Stefani doing her solo stuff. Rod Stewart was there, Gloria Estefan. Here's Rod Stewart accepting the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Okay. Rod Stewart.
Forever Young.
I can see the tears welling up in your eyes.
No, but he's not singing it. He's just talking it.
Rap
Stewart,
is so
by the
hot
way,
these days.
is coming to town with Cheap Trick later this summer. So he did Forever Young. He accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award. J-Lo came out. She did like a dance number to all sorts of songs that were nominated. Gwen Stefani came out, and I was just like, oh my God. Like, I'm a huge Gwen Stefani. I love No Doubt. Loved it since the beginning of time. Tried to follow her in her solo career. I watched her last night, and I'm just like rolling in my eyes in the back of my head. I don't know what the hell's happened to her, but here she is doing Swallow My Tears, which is a new song that she put out.
Gwen Stefani. New?
This is new. This is off of her new Bouquet album. It's essentially like a pop country vibe. But she also did Sweet Escape, Hollaback Girl. But she had this outfit on, and she's always decked out in something kind of cool. Like, I've always loved Gwen in her style. I was watching her, and I'm like, this is so costumey. Not in like a cool way. It was like, she looked like a freaking, like if a chicken decided to put on a dress and come out
What?
and sing at the AMAs. Like, I don't know, she had
Now
like
I
bubble
have to
butt.
see it.
It was just not good. And
Did you say bubble butt?
I did say bubble
On
butt.
that gal?
On that gal, yeah. So I was taken aback
She looks
by
like
that.
Little Bo Peep.
Little Bo Peep is the way. Yes, that's more like it. Little Bo, like wears the bonnet, right?
Yeah, it's a thing.
I mean, you were 50 years old, ma'am. Like you need to not be having this Donald Duck butt.
I don't know. She looks like
at
Little
the
Bo Peep.
AMAs. Anyway, she came out. Gloria Estefan came out, performed a medley of hits, including "Rhythm Is Gonna Get You" and "Conga." And here's a little bit of Gloria from last night.
Gloria Estefan.
Gloria
dude.
Estefan. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I say.
It's kind of broke. And also, like Eminem, he won for male hip hop artist. Here's Eminem accepting,
Okay.
that.
His bubble butt too.
I'll tell you what,
He's
man.
got double ass,
That
too.
get on your feet from
Gloria Estefan.
dude. It's one of the coolest sounding and best produced things I've ever heard. It's something I always go back to. It's just perfectly done.
All right, here's Eminem.
Hey, Miz, what's up?
Cool.
Man, wouldn't that be great if that's what it was? Billie Eilish would be my favorite person ever if she won something and sent in a video and it said, "Wish I could be there, thanks," and that was it.
And that was it?
I'd be like,
Mic
"Oh my
drop.
gosh!"
Well,
She's
we did
the
have
best.
a St. Louis connection last night because SZA got up there and accepted the award for her favorite R&B song for Saturn, and she couldn't get up the stairs because her damn dress was so tight. She had two men helping
Lift
her
her.
come up, and she had like pasties on, these like nipple pasties that were, I don't know if they were supposed to be out, but like because she tried to get up, then her boobies flopped out.
What?
Okay.
What is
Anyway,
happening?
here's SZA.
I feel like this might be my first time at
Okay.
Okay. And let me ask you, let's go around the room, see if you guys can guess, because it's the rock category. We're rockers on this show. Who do you think won? And I don't have the list of all the people nominated, so you're just going to have to guess. Favorite rock artist. Who do you think won this year?
Mr. Roll.
Mr.
Jelly
Gro-
Roll?
Not a bad
No.
guess.
Wasn't Jelly Roll, so that was your guess. Who do you think? Tell me who won for Best Rock Artist in
Best
2025.
rock artist.
Who's a hot rock group?
I have a feeling by your tone, this is not going to be
Hot
something
rock.
we're going to like.
I mean, this station supports it.
We play this.
I think we do play it. Yeah.
Oh.
I
Are they not from
I
the
don't get
States?
into
On a
this
count of
band.
three. 1, 2, 3.
it like-
Shine down.
No, it's.
Metallica.
Sleep Token.
No.
Yeah,
Like, this
that'd be a great guess.
That's a great guess.
This is best rock artist.
Falling in reverse.
Best
Oh,
rock.
God,
Very
come on,
good
man.
guess.
I don't know. I'm throwing.
at least that was of the times. 21 Pilots.
Oh, 21 Pilots.
They also won for Best Rock Album with Clancy. Now let's go to Favorite Rock Song. Who do you think? The people vote? We work at this radio station. Favorite rock song. We play this song all the time, multiple times a day. I bet.
Why don't you just tell us what it is?
I don't know. I was trying to have fun with the guessing.
Nobody's gonna guess it correct.
The Emptiness Machine from Linkin
Emptiness-
Park, which I think
Linkin
is actually
Park.
very good.
Linkin Park, guys.
Linkin Park. Anyway, those were the AMAs. Nobody watched, and that was your crap on
Thanks a lot.
celebrities.
Thank you.
Maybe next year. Your celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Lily Rose Depp is 26. Shanola Hampton, that's Veronica on Shameless, is 48. Andre 3000 is 50. Jamie Oliver is 50. Jack McBrayer, that's
3000.
Kenneth the Page on 30 Rock, is 52. Paul Bettany, that's Vision from the Avengers movies. Also in Solo, a Star Wars story, he's 54. Joseph Fiennes, Rafe Fiennes' brother, is 55. Todd Bridges from Different Strokes is 60. Adam Carolla is 61. Piri Gilpin, Roz on Frasier, is 64. Neil Finn, that's the lead singer of Crowded House, is 67. Eric Bischoff, the only man to scare Vince McMahon, because in the late 90s he took over the World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and made it more successful than Vince WWF. At least for a few years, and then Vince put WCW out of business. Eric is 70. Richard Schiff, Dr. Glassman on The Good Doctor, also in West Wing, is 70. And Lee Merriweather, one of the 3 Catwomen to Adam West's Batman, is 90 years old today.
Whoa, 90. Also, my son
Congratulations.
turns 16 today.
All right.
And he passed his driving test, so we got another driver on the road.
Happy birthday, the boy.
And he shares a birthday with this woman. Today's porno birthday, which is brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet. Stacy Burke.
Oh, she sounds normal.
And today's birthday girl has been in 223 fine films, including The Angle of the Dangle, Banner's The Name, Bondage is My Game, She was in Bubble Wrap Trample, Chloroform Cuties, Dial T for Tickle, Horny Lesbians at Work 2, Nylon Nymphos 12, The Return of the Tickler, Tales from the Crop, and Who Could Forget a Roll? In the year 2000s, Views from Her Ass Crack.
Oh. Wow.
Stacy Burke, the big 5-0 today. Happy birthday. That's porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with your Sexy Time fun facts. Is it okay to use a coupon on a first date? Men reveal the real reason they spend millions on OnlyFans. And a big YouGov poll on America's dating habits just came out. We'll see if you're normal. So we've all stayed in Airbnbs before. Now, when you're booking an Airbnb, you look over the list of amenities. Mm-hmm. Like, you look at the whole
profile.
The whole profile. And a lot of the stuff doesn't matter. I mean, they put everything on there like, hangers, a first aid kit,
hair dryer,
tea kettle, measuring spoons, outlet covers.
I will say tea kettle is one that my wife looks for.
And they list all that stuff on there, right? All the
amenities.
amenities.
They got a whole list right there.
Here's something you maybe want to look out for next time.
Okay.
Hot water.
Oh.
What?
So a woman named Tanya is going viral after she shared her interaction with an Airbnb host who messaged her to say that there was a temporary issue with the hot water at the property she rented. So it was less than a week before her stay, so she asked if she'd be refunded if it wasn't fixed before she got there. And they said, I'm sorry, we're unable to offer a refund in this situation because hot water is not included as an amenity in the booking. We do apologize for the inconvenience, and we appreciate your understanding.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wow.
So nice.
Whoops.
Well, you see, hot water is a bonus. It's not listed in the amenities, so.
I agree.
Man, that's just
wrong.
That's just fine print to make sure they don't have to do a refund, but that's shady, dude.
Well, Tanya's like, so you're choosing to rip me off because you didn't list an assumed amenity. You also didn't list windows and doors. If those are missing, is she okay too?
Where is this? Is this in the U.S.?
Didn't say.
That does matter. Let's be honest. Because there are some places where there are certain amenities that we think are basic, even air conditioning, where you get there and you're like, how can this not be basic? It's freaking hot.
This sounds like the States. It sounds like a States issue.
Okay, well then I would think that somebody's got a case.
And the host didn't budge, but Airbnb wound up stepping in and all right, I'll give you a refund. They're also helping her with another booking. They're going to review the other host, but it's unclear if anything's going to come of it. Apparently, hot water is an amenity option that hosts can check when listing a property. Wow. And technically, they may only be, your Airbnb host may only be responsible for delivering on the stuff they promise.
Wow. Good to know.
Interesting.
Still, though, there should be, an exception for something like this.
Hot water, man.
You think it would be an ordinance?
Again, it's assumed, or indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
In this situation, they should be able to get a repair done ASAP. And if there's a crazy scenario where it can't be fixed, to offer a steep discount. Mm-hmm. Or free cancellation with an apology. I don't know. But just be careful out there, guys. It's that kind of year, or it's that time of year, and, you don't want to be ripped off.
No.
That's it. All right, let's do 6 time fun facts. Sponsored by
Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
All right, guys, imagine you're on a first date and the other person insists on paying. Hey, I got this.
Oh.
And they open up their wallet and they grab a coupon for $5 off an appetizer or something. Is that weird?
I'm going to say, I love you immediately. We're soulmates.
Yeah. Are you okay with it?
Are they still paying?
I myself am using coupons and trying to find a discount at any
on
moment,
a first date.
Are they still paying?
No, they're paying. They offer to pay the check.
Then quit bitching.
But they're whipping out a coupon.
Hell yeah.
For the first date.
First they whip out the coupon, then they whip out something else.
It's there to be used.
I find it incredibly sexy, and I'm down.
Do you?
I do.
On a first date.
Yes. Because here's what especially a coupon, like an actual physical coupon, that means that this man, he thought about it. He probably saw this in his, like, you know, clip and snip or whatever it's called, where you clip it out. He's like, you know, I'm going to take Lauren out on a nice dinner to, I don't even know where. Applebee's. I don't even know where you use coupon. Applebee's. You know, 2 margs on the house
You
or
look
whatever.
like an Applebee's girl.
Yeah, well, I don't know what that means, but
Whatever.
I love their apps. No, it's fine. You know how many frugal people there are right now?
So you're
Times
saying
are hard,
so you're
man.
saying it makes them hotter.
I am wanting to get this started, and I might be the only one in this fire, but let's go. Use the coupon.
Coupon, first date, huh? Rafe?
I'm not sure I'm buying that, but maybe. I think because I think the first thing that's going to cause is you're like, did you choose this? Did you bring me here for the sole purpose of using this coupon?
Yes.
Like, you didn't think about me or what I would like, or I think that would be the first thing that went through a woman's mind. Would be like, oh, is this the reason we didn't go to Olive Garden? Was it because you had a coupon for Applebee's? Like, you didn't deem me full price Olive Garden worthy?
No. So we went to, you had a coupon for a free ribeye at Texas Roadhouse. That's why you didn't take him at Andy Gunn's.
Yeah.
You cheap bastard.
It's the first date.
Yeah, you're supposed to put that's the show off date.
Yeah, but you know what? This also proves something to the
That's
other
the
person.
show off.
It's like, how much do you care about money? Oh, I don't. Maybe they had a conversation like, you know what? Money's not a big deal. Like, oh, really? Well, let's see how much money isn't a big deal. Here's a coupon or a gift card that I've had from my aunt.
I love that you're giving them backstories.
What are you, waving it around? You got a coupon or something, just put it in a little thing.
Right,
yeah, but you
make
can
a
see
scene.
what's going on. You see what's going on there.
Well, you wait till she goes to the bathroom or something.
Well, if you're discreet about it,
weird
okay.
about it.
But if you,
Sure.
I mean, listen, I'm not
Palm
saying
it
you
and
gotta
give it
make
to
a
the hostess.
$5
make
off.
a show of it. You cheap bastard.
But times are tough, man.
I know, but the first date, it's all about,
What are you, going on your
Creating
first
an
date at 50? I mean, this is a different
it's all about
scenario.
You're good
creating
with
an
money.
illusion.
We're presuming this is younger people.
Any age. Any age. Any age.
I think it's an old-timey thought to be, like, disappointed by that. Everybody's trying. Dude, I will set up 14 different email addresses to get discounts.
Oh, yeah?
Am I a
right.
douchebag? No. I'm
Yeah, but you've settled.
flavored
Tim
and
is
frugal.
okay with everything.
Okay, well. It's like the one
Tim
thing he
is
loves
okay with
about me
this.
is that I do have, like, coupon.
So you're saying on the first date, you and Tim go out, and
Yeah.
he takes out a coupon.
He probably did, dude. I think the first date.
Yeah, but he's smart enough and cool enough to do it on the side.
No, you know what? I will. The first date that we ever went on was Qdoba, and he paid with the stupid certificates that we used to give away in promotional stuff to listeners
Whoa,
Okay, but you guys work
out of
together.
the prize closet?
out of the prize closet. And I was like, this is cool. Because we were in our 20s.
work together. It's not the same.
Okay, perhaps we find
You have every excuse for why I am not right now.
perhaps we find a middle ground and we make an age limit. Over 30, don't use a coupon.
Fine.
Under 30, use a coupon, bruh.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't use a coupon.
I understand your argument. If you're 40 or 50 and something, you should be taking her to
It's
Annie
tacky.
Gunn's. Okay, I get it. It's tacky over a certain age. But for young people, there's nothing tacky about saving money, bro.
So
These
what if
kids
you
are struggling.
What if someone gave you the gift card kind of thing, and you have, like the Andy Gunn's, and it's like for $200, and you use that?
Yeah, what about the gift card?
Yeah, money is money.
That worse or the same or better?
You don't use a gift card. You don't just
Oh,
use
that's
coupons on a first date.
You're crazy. I got a gift card to Annie Gunn's. I want to take somebody special. Ooh, the special date. Blah blah blah. I mean, just because
It's
somebody else is
money.
paying for it doesn't mean that I'm not.
You're spending your
treating
gift
you.
card on me. That's so nice for
Yeah.
you to wait and like spend it on me.
I could spend it on myself.
You have
for
like
others.
a boomer mentality about this
Tacky.
right now. Oh God, I don't think it is.
Fine. We'll live in the tacky.
We will save
and
our
Lern.
monies.
Yeah.
Who
me
is
and
with
Lern,
me?
We'll
Rafe
enjoy
is
ourselves.
with
Who's with
you.
me?
You guys are apparently not gift carding and certificating each other.
I don't have a problem with using it. I just on a first date, I think I can keep it holstered. I'm with you, man. I'll go with you. on
Second
this
date's
ride.
fine. Third date's fine. I'm saying first date where the whole thing is an illusion.
Get your
The
cards
whole
out of the
first
table.
date is an illusion.
I don't.
But that's it. That is no illusion. I'm going, hey man, like I'm frugal. I happen to see this. I'm gonna use this. Is that cool?
I'm gonna bare my soul by showing you this coupon.
I got $10 off.
I got nothing to hide.
And then you will bare your boobies after.
Fine. I mean, yes, probably because we're saving money. Our future is bright.
Hey man, I'm just here to be honest. I ain't here to fool nobody.
To me, it's not a red flag. To me, it's a green flag, and it's probably going to be really humorous, and you're saving money, and then you get some dessert afterwards because you got money to spend. It's good.
No, he's frugal. So he's going to say, hey, no apps. So what if the same thing, no coupon, but the guy's like, hey, if you don't mind, one app.
Hey, like it or
Your
not.
choice, but
How many
not.
apps do you normally
Like it
get?
or not, you use it. You whip out a coupon on a date. You're looking cheap, and that's your first impression. Cheap.
That's your opinion.
Well, also,
So that is
Wait. So you're saying
Society's opinion.
using coupons?
on a first date.
No.
It could possibly lead to your date thinking you are a cheap bastard.
But
And
think
then-
about this: if you go to a restaurant that accepts coupons, then most likely
Yeah,
you're
good
already
point.
pretty cheap.
Yeah. Good. That's a great point.
That's a good point, Scott.
Yeah.
That's
get
right.
some-
You know what? From the mouths of babes.
Here we go. Yeah, your standards are, you're thinking it's Andy Guns, dude. It is Arby's. And that's fine.
This coupon is for
It's
you.
okay.
Listen, I don't want to embarrass
Tour of
myself
Italy.
at this White Castle by whipping out a coupon.
Right.
Yeah, buy two
Things are going
sliders, get
pretty
one
good.
free.
Maybe we're not looking at the right
No,
part
you know
of
what it
this.
is? As if you're not cheap enough taking them to White Castle, you throw a coupon on top of it.
Yeah.
Now you're doubling down.
How hot is the guy? Everything all plays in.
We assume everybody's at 8.
Wow.
Everybody
Okay.
involved in these pretend scenarios are 8.
You got an 8.
The highest.
You got an 8
yeah.
shelling out a coupon for you at an Arby's.
Yeah, between a 6 and an 8.
And you look nice. Hell yeah. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, another pretty people pass.
Listen, if I'm somebody and I go out with somebody that says they're going to pay, and they pay, and then on the way home, they open their wallet or whatever, and there's a $5 coupon for the place that we just left that you didn't use, I'm going to go, you fool.
Why are you going through my wallet?
Well, I'm just saying, let's say you exposed
Is
it.
it after you chloroform me? Is it after you poison me?
Why he's robbing you after he's tied you to the bed, he's robbing you in a Motel 6.
What kind of idiot goes there and
Excuse me, before I cut your kidney out, I have a very important question.
Why did you use this coupon?
You had a $5 Arby's cash.
well, what are you saving that
It's
for?
a free
We just-
curly fry.
We just went there.
What, am I not good enough?
I'm certainly not good enough if you're taking
King, you
me to
make a good
Arby's.
point, dude. We should have been discussing that maybe the whole time
Yeah.
why are we at a coupon-friendly restaurant on a first date to
But
begin
even
with?
so, then you want to double down on the cheapness.
Well,
so
if you're
come
there,
on.
you can.
So do you feel the same about the gift card? So let's say it's a gift card to a nice place.
You do feel the same.
You feel the same about a gift card, using a gift card?
I do.
I know. You have a standard.
It's crazy town, bro.
I know. The way I feel.
I'm in Cheesecake Factory. What am I supposed to do with this $28 left on this, on this thing? I mean, the menu is,
menu's too
65
big.
pages
so
long.
big. It's 50 pages.
You can have anything. It's all in freezers, and I got it all.
spiral bound.
Menu's too big.
I got it all covered with my little plastic card here. Thank you, Mom.
Cool. Thanks for spending no money on
Say
me.
thank you to your mother for me.
Yeah.
The whole thing is I'm spending money on you. That's,
This is money I own that's only good in one place.
What if the date's not going well?
well, that's the gamble you take. Listen, I go to Hollywood Casino hoping I win money.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't.
See you.
And sometimes I do.
Okay. All right.
How did we get here?
I don't know, man, but I'm cool with
Well,
it.
what do you think
Shout
America
out to my
says?
coupon boys. What's up?
America, it depends. Did they talk to people under 30? Because I bet you they're all in me and Lern's camp.
They surveyed all ages here, not just widowers in their 70s who love clipping coupons.
That's
Widowers. Well,
You're just under it. You are Grandpa Rizz at this point.
56% of people say it is.
Totally fine.
Totally great to
Yes.
use a coupon.
Yes.
It's fine.
Ah.
Well, that's still 44% are with me.
well, have fun with them.
Yeah, you and your boomer crew can enjoy your...
We're gonna be saving money over here.
In fact, 61% said that frugality is a very attractive trait.
Oh hell yeah! Get your savings account all plumped up, dude.
And 28% went as far as to call it sexy.
Dude. I mean, come on.
let's
You're
go.
not as lonely as you think.
No, I know. We're not alone.
56% say they're actually turned off by a date trying to show off with money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich people, or not even rich, just people that are good with money that are like very low key about it is the coolest. Like people that are millionaires and you would never know.
Yeah, no flash.
Well, now
I
you're
love that.
thinking, where do I get these coupons? Where am I getting these coupons?
Schnooks.
And they're probably harder. Coupons are harder to come by if you go somewhere fancy. And apparently, it sounds like people are okay not going someplace super expensive. Even if it's not actual coupons, 37% of people say they'd be impressed if a date used rewards points to pay for a date.
Loyalty program? Don't even get me started. Love
Now,
it.
be careful, because 70% of people say there's a clear difference between being frugal and being cheap. Cheap is not sexy.
Right.
Frugal is okay.
Yeah.
You may be wondering why I've put this picnic blanket down in this Walgreens.
Yeah.
But it's because I want to reward you with my rewards points.
That is sweet.
Let us dine on these Cinnamon Toast Crunch Hershey's Kisses. 2 for $6.
Now, again, frugal is okay. Cheap is not okay. Being cheap, here's the way they define being cheap.
Okay.
Being cheap is when somebody avoids basic spending, like tipping.
Mm-hmm.
Or scenarios when spending less affects others negatively. That's being cheap. That's not frugal, that's cheap.
Okay.
Which is funny because you used that word, I believe, when it came to using this coupon.
It's interchangeable in my mind.
See, yeah, there's no
You
line
live in
between
fantasy land.
frugal and cheap to you.
Yeah. I'll tell you this much. Tim, we love a coupon at our house. But like we went shopping this week and we went to the outlet malls. Had a little day date. And I had never been to, is it Cavenders? The country?
Cavenders.
Never been into that store before. Went in there for the first time. Blew my freaking mind. So many bell bottoms. Ladies, go.
Bell bottoms?
Bell bottoms.
Cavenders?
Yes. They have Wrangler bell bottoms.
yeah.
They have all sorts of shawls. The men's section is super cute.
Shawls for y'alls?
Shawls for y'all. You can make your own cowboy hat. They have great boot selection. I was in heaven.
Yeah.
I
Men's
sent my
Daisy Duke
husband to the
selection
men's
is
section. I go, I'm going to be over here. You go over there. I come back with like 2 arms full of things. And Tim is looking at shirts and he's like, and I'm like, hey, I'll buy you a shirt with all my stuff. Like, there's so many cute shirts here. And he kept looking at the prices of things. And he's like, nah. And I go,
God forbid.
I'm like, I want to buy you something. There's so many lightweight, beautiful button-up shirts that are cool patterns for guys. You know, he needs a work shirt.
That's a cowboy store, right?
It's a cowboy store.
Yeah.
Me and Moon went there after a hot tub. That's where we went, right?
A hot tub soak. Yeah.
After we were in the hot tub.
Finish the sentence, Brock.
I meant to say hot tub remote, but I'm on a lot of cold medicine, so I just...
After a hot tub.
We did actually get into a hot tub together that day.
Sure.
Yeah, we had a little Western
That place
date.
rules, dude.
Great belt.
He's got a shirt I'm still jealous of from
I
that
know.
day. I was
You
like,
say
you gotta
it every
buy it,
time.
man.
You didn't buy a
said
shirt either? That's
I did buy one that
ridiculous.
day, but they didn't have my size in the shirt he bought, and it was dope. And then when he wears it to work, I remember that day together.
Well, it's a very cool store, and shout out to them, and shout out to my husband for being cheap. He didn't want to spend money, but I offered. And
No,
he's being
not
frugal.
cheap, frugal.
frugal.
Because his not spending money didn't negatively affect somebody.
Yeah, don't use the C word.
It affected me because I was like, I wanted to see a new shirt on a man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So now I got to go back on my own and buy him one without his knowledge.
I think we all need to hot tub together, by the way.
I'm
Fine.
down.
I thought you were anti-hot tub. I thought
am.
you said never again.
Well, Kioski has one in his office.
I don't
I bet.
want to own a hot
That's
tub.
open again? I do. I've been trying to find one of those wood-paneled circular 1970s ones. Yeah. I talked to a hot tub guy here in town about it, and they'd have to fly one in, and it's very expensive, and I don't think I want to go.
Fly one in.
Yeah.
There's
with a
none in the area?
helicopter to my house.
There's a Chinook
There's a
dropping
helicopter
yeah.
coming over with a wood.
over Ellisville. There's a
Where's that head?
twin blade Chinook over Ellisville dropping off wood grain hot tub.
There goes the hot tub.
Yes. Deliver it in my yard.
I told you those people were freaks, Mildred. Look at this sex tub they're having delivered via airmail.
And they say that they're cheap
Yeah.
or frugal.
No, I know if I got a hot tub, it's never going to use it. We're going to use it probably the first week, and then we're going to put the cover on it, and it's going to be.
It'll be a wintertime fun.
Well, there's one or two. You're one of two types. Either the ones that are really excited and you buy it, then you use it once, like you said, or the people that use it every freaking day. Because every time we talk about hot tubs, there's a couple of people that send in pictures, and they're like, we use it almost every day.
I got a friend
year-round.
and his wife, they use it all.
That's what I'm saying.
And they always invite us over.
Some people
Is this a swinging thing?
It could be, but I mean, also, sometimes your body just wants to be hot. Like you just want to soak your old bones, you know? That's how I feel. Yeah. So I'm going to get one day.
That's what a bathtub's for. I got 2 of those, and I don't use those either.
Stay hot, though. I like the continuous heat.
Mm-hmm. Especially when it's snowing.
Maybe that's why I don't like
the
it.
Jets.
Yeah. Put your butt crack against the Jets.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
It's nice to blow some bubbles up there.
Yeah. So a big YouGov poll on America's dating habits just came out, and some interesting stats on here. Now I'm going to go down this list, and you tell me if we're normal, okay, by the numbers. And the stats are for all age groups. So each one might be higher or lower depending on how old you are. But here's what the survey found. We'll see how many of these things you experience. Ever been in love? Yes. I think we've all been in love. Moon, yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm currently madly in love.
Yes.
88% of people said yes, at least once in their life.
Good.
They've been in love. But that doesn't mean you've said the words. 82% have told somebody they love them in a romantic way. 83% have heard the words "I love you," which still means that like 17% have never.
Oh.
And that makes me sad.
Hey.
I love you.
If you're out there and you're in that 17%, I love you too.
Aww.
Ever been on a date? Yes, 88% of people have. Younger people were more likely to say they have not. Ever had sex? 87% yes. Have you ever dumped somebody?
Yeah.
Have you ever dumped somebody? Moon, have you ever dumped somebody?
Yes.
Lern, yes?
Yes.
Rafe, have you ever dumped somebody?
Get this.
I don't even like using that word, though.
That's a hard word.
I don't like
I'm trying to
using
think if I
that word.
broke up with someone that I agreed to go out with.
I still feel
Yeah, I did.
heartbroken over it. Like, it was not, it was the right thing to do. And so very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But it is dumping somebody.
Yeah.
You can't polish a turd, buddy. It is what it is.
I let her down. That's what I did.
You would have changed the way you did it, maybe? Is that what you're saying?
There was no other way to do it. I did it as
So you dumped somebody.
I did it the right way. I did, yeah. But you know, it never feels good breaking somebody that you care for.
Right.
There was 1 or 2 times that actually felt good.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
I've never been in that situation.
I'll be honest with you. Like, this is
I've never been in that situation.
this is not something that is healthy. for
Yeah. I've had one of those.
Right.
But I've also had the
God,
moon
I sound like the
situation, too, where,
Crypt
like,
Keeper.
I
Jesus.
let somebody down and it sucked, and I wish I would have done it differently. But the guy who cheated on me, I was like, bye.
Yeah.
You know, and that felt really good.
Yeah, that's dumping.
Scott, have you ever dumped somebody?
so, yeah.
Yes, I have.
And you loved it, right?
Yeah, it was really
Can't stop
fun.
talking about it.
There's nothing better. I just like that conversation. That's my favorite part.
How'd you dump? I'm sure you dumped one person.
Maybe more.
Ooh, scandalous.
Maybe
I
more.
don't remember how I mean, it was.
How
It
do
would
you
have been
dump
terrible
somebody,
because I'm
Scott?
such a.
No, you were
Why'd
probably
you say
very
it so
sweet,
sexy? You go,
Scott.
maybe more.
Why are you smoking in there?
Yeah, he has a pipe. He has a pipe and a robe. Maybe more.
Scott, how did you dump somebody?
I would just. I don't know. I guess I just told him. One time was in a parking lot in front of Walmart.
Oh no!
So that was pretty cool.
She
Wait
had
a
just
minute.
used a coupon.
Why did you go there together and you
God,
were
it's unsettling.
like?
Well,
you
yeah,
just got
it's
you
where
left.
it was a meeting point because she worked.
Let's
down
meet
the
at the
street,
Walmart.
and I went there to meet halfway, kind of thing, because
Damn.
close. We had to talk. And
Oh, I thought you had met another gal at Walmart. We're like,
well, yeah, it's a pretty
Damn.
good section.
Clean up on aisle 10.
Damn.
But yeah, there's that one, and then
King
Yeah,
Scott,
specific
King Scott
parking
was
spots.
rolling back relationships.
oh man.
Yeah.
No, but what'd you say? Like,
I can't remember exactly how I worded it, but I was just at that point I wanted to go out to California real bad, so I'm like, I got to end this, and I got to go.
And you thought the perfect backdrop
Yeah, I was like, this is.
It'll
was
be the
the
gray and blue of
Well, what's romantic
Walmart.
is not that. So that's the off.
was that little Walmart bunghole, whatever that little emblem they
You're
decided
like,
to put on
no,
the
you
side
know
of
what
the
you
building.
did, Scott? You know the movie Where the Heart Is? Natalie Portman gets left at the Walmart all pregnant, and
Yeah.
the country singer just leaves her there with no shoes. That was you. That actually is probably based on you breaking up with that girl.
That was her action.
I don't like Walmart.
It sucks to break a heart. And
It
I got
does.
a feeling.
It's dumb.
I got a feeling, Rizz, you weren't necessarily breaking hearts when you're just dumping people and
Ooh,
feeling
sick
good about
burn.
it.
No, I mean, I think I've dumped 2 people in my life.
No, I'm not saying that he didn't break somebody's heart. I'm saying like it was probably some weird thing where there was a lot of tension and somebody had to just break it.
The second one was, yeah. The second one was.
Yeah, you
this
described
is-
it before.
This
It
is.
didn't sound like broken hearts. It sounded like crazy people.
Well, that was the first one.
Okay.
Then she tried to run me over.
I'm not sure there was a heart involved.
Never try to pick up at a girl when she's in the car and you're not.
That's good. That's good advice.
Wait, say that again. I want to etch that in stone. What did you say?
Don't break up with a girl and she's in the car and you're not, and she's in the driver's seat, and she's already
Whoops.
crazy because she will try to run you over. No, the one girl was like, man, we're I think this is not working. She goes, yep. I go, great.
Great.
Yeah.
It was very Seinfeldy.
Yeah, and I don't see
I was
that
like, oh, that's
dumping.
great.
I see that you split. You guys
Yeah.
ended the relationship.
Consciously uncoupled
Yeah. See, this is like breaking hearts, and it sucks.
when they don't see it coming.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had that.
Well, that's no fun. That's when it's one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever have a crush on somebody but they didn't like you back?
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Majority of my life.
77% of people have dumped somebody.
Oh, okay.
How many?
77% of people have dumped somebody.
Okay.
Had a crush on somebody, but they didn't like you back. 70% said yes.
My whole high school, dude. Oh, I was so in love with all these upperclassmen guys. And then there was the guy.
Did you let them know, though?
Yeah, see, I had,
No, I was
I had
like
a
a
crush on
journalism
100
nerd.
people that never knew I existed.
Oh, they had to know about the crush?
I don't know. I'm assuming that they knew.
I told one guy, and he was like, "Oh man, I just like you as a friend." I was like, "Oh," and then you feel weird being friends because now they know.
Yeah, and you know, the lesson is let them know.
Don't love anybody.
Well,
What?
Yeah.
Stop this.
I had a
What?
lot of crushes in high school and middle school and, whatever. And, like, you never tell them, but they don't know you exist. And then, like, it was probably 10, 15 years later, I was talking to a couple gals that I went to high school with. They were, lovely people and whatever. And they were like, oh, yeah, so-and-so and me and blah, blah, blah. We all had crushes on you in high school. I was like, what?
I know.
Do you know how much more fun I could have had? Why didn't you tell
That's
me?
the best.
Tell
had
bro.
5 babies.
I'm
know,
just
I
saying,
would've-
like, where were you
I
in
never had it.
1996?
Nobody ever told me that.
Oh, I had like one guy after high school, after college, like that I saw out at a bar, tell me that, and I was like, "What?"
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that the most crushing, nice thing to hear
It
ever?
is.
And you
Yeah.
like them?
Yeah, like, and it was way too late, and it was over, and it was fine. Like, no harm, no foul. But it
Right.
was like,
But it
I was like,
could've-
oh, I'm so happy I like knew that.
Yeah,
now, you know.
could have really made high school a bit more colorful. You know what I'm
I
saying?
will say this: the guy that was in my class that I was in love with, he was so cute. Our senior year, after we graduated, we did go out on a date because I think because I had to give a speech. Senior year, we all had to write speeches about different people in the classroom, and I picked him, and I was like, "You." And I wrote a speech. He had to write a speech about me, and I had to write a speech about him. And after that, he was like, hey, maybe
baby.
we could like go out sometime. We were both single, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. It was like the 16 candles moment. And we went out, and it was so not compatible, like not the vibe at all. And it, it just
Hey.
wasn't.
But you found out.
But I found out. Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
That was cool.
That's really cool. And so you did it. Like, if we had all just done that, if we had all just told the crushes, like, hey, on the off chance of you reciprocating 1% of this, I've been in love with you since 8th grade.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why? I
I'm
wish
just
I'd have done that.
Yeah.
That can go 2 ways,
Yeah.
for sure.
You get your heart broken.
Yeah.
Well,
You just tell like a
Well,
handful
I mean-
of gals that when you're a kid, and one of them's
One of them was a bite.
what are you going to lose? Like, the off chance of the dream,
You get
the
a crush.
fantasy
You get a crush. You get a crush.
that something's going to happen?
Oh, but it's crushing.
That's what it's supposed to be, though. It's a crush.
It's called crush for a reason. Crushes your heart.
70% have had a crush on somebody they didn't like you back. I forgot this one. Has everybody been dumped?
Yes.
Been dumped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Been dumped.
Almost
Yes.
prefer it to doing the dumping.
Yes, and was never upset.
Yeah.
Never was upset about being dumped.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Really?
Never.
You're a psycho, man.
I honestly, maybe.
You did tell us about that one gal, and when she dumped you, you were like, "Oh, thank God."
You've never been broken up with by a girl where you were like, "Oh man, I really liked Rhonda."
No.
He was relieved.
No.
Rhonda
You didn't sit in
Rizzuto.
your car and listen to like
Never.
sad
I
songs
never.
and, like get
I
through
feel
the
like I
heartache?
missed out.
You really missed out on that, man.
I missed out
That's
on
a
that.
big part of personal growth.
It's always been relief.
Some things are adding up right now.
It's
about
always
you.
been. It's always been relief. Because then probably I should have. This was probably a relationship that was not going anywhere. We both do it.
I just like the depression that sits in, and then you change everything about your life after you get dumped. You get like your hair cut. You start hanging out with new
Cannot
people.
relate.
You can't listen to that music anymore.
Lose like 20 pounds.
Yep.
The depression diet is the best diet.
Everybody's
The
sweet
dump
to you.
diet. Oh. I kind of wish Tina would break up with me just so I could lose 20 pounds.
don't.
And then we'll get back together, but just just surprise me, like blindside me sometime before summer. Blindside me, but I mean, give me some time. I need to look good in my swimsuit.
You are so ridiculous.
Do it in
Blindside
March.
me like mid-April.
All right. So been dumped 74%. Live with somebody.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've all lived with somebody.
My
Scott,
wife. But no.
before being married.
No.
You guys didn't live together.
Nope. No way. Yeah, we waited all the way till marriage.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Let me see here. Been cheated on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Again, I wasn't that upset.
And
Dude,
that
what's wrong with you,
is
man?
something
You weren't
real
all
wrong.
in.
What is wrong with you emotionally that does not upset you?
Yeah, I'm not sure you're hard-headed test.
Maybe you
yet.
weren't vulnerable with these women. Like, I mean, you're obviously like so in love with your wife and have it's a huge connection. Like, if she cheated on you, it would devastate
Yes, of course.
you.
No, my one of the high school girlfriends cheated on me, and
But
that's
you
the
weren't
one I
in-
would drive by her house and call her bad names.
But were you in love?
No.
Well, I think that's the difference.
You took out your heartache and anger. That's what you. Some people.
Yeah,
get,
I was. Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't feel great.
You got a bit of mileage out of that, too.
I got some mileage out of that
You're
one.
still talking about it. It's 2025. We're still talking about.
Scott been cheated on?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't think so.
Rafe?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. A couple times.
One
I will say I own my part in it. I've forgiven that. I'm still close with one of my exes who cheated on me, and she's a good person, man. People make mistakes, and
53% say they have, but only 33% admit they've cheated before. That I've never done.
Me neither.
Same.
Ever been in a long distance relationship?
Yes. Through college.
Oh, yeah, you talked about that.
Yeah, one of the loves of my life. It was predominantly like for the. I think we dated for 3 years, and 2 of the years were long distance.
And how far was the distance?
It was 3 hours. Like I would drive home in the middle of the like if I missed him, I'd drive to his house in the middle of the night here back in St. Louis from Illinois State and stuff, and it was fine. We had a great. This is before FaceTime and all that. I wish we would have had all that, but I mean, we talked every day and wrote letters and had like I've talked about that book that I still have of ours, like where we would send this book, had like joint custody of this journal that we would share, and just like it was a great relationship. So they can work. You just have to have great communication skills.
Long distance?
yeah, I did long distance. Tried it. And then I broke up with the girl. My college girlfriend and I kind of amicably just decided we weren't going to do long distance. She didn't want to do it. I was like, come with me where I'm going. She didn't want to come. She went back to Chicago, and it was sad. I've told this story on the air before, but I remember watching her taillights disappear over the hill of her Ford Mustang.
Oh, so a little
And
red
having
rodeo.
having my movie moment where I go, like I kissed her at her car and she drove over the hill, and I go, I'm never going to see her again.
Oh, that's like Dirk's Bentley song.
And she's like, because I was saying that, and I was like, this may be the last time we see each other, you know? And she's like, don't say that. It's crazy. Don't say that. It's insane, Rafe. Don't say that's crazy. And I'm like, well, it could be. You're going to Chicago. We don't know what the future holds. I hope I see you again, but
This is your
forgot
notebook
her
moment.
name.
yeah.
You were Noah, and that's Allie going to the big
Anyway, what's your name again?
Chicago school.
I've never.
And I gave her a long kiss, and she got in her black Ford Mustang, and she drove over the hill, and I watched the taillights disappear, and I was like, whoa. Yeah, she didn't have to go that fast. It pissed me off a little bit.
She ramped it.
She did. She actually jumped the hill.
Oh my God. R.I.P.
No!
That was the train.
Nikki!
Tell me,
Nikki!
tell me you haven't seen her since.
I have not seen her since.
Wow.
You've talked to her, though.
I hate to
talk.
say this.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We talk, but we have not seen each other in person since that day.
Wow.
That's
Is
true.
she still in Chicago?
She is in Chicago now.
That's
Yeah.
good for her.
And
I don't know why.
Did you write her letters every day for a whole year? And did her mom take the letters?
I did, but I put them in a container in my house. I didn't send them.
Yeah. And they're rubber banded.
Yeah, they're all rubber banded
And they're kind of
together.
brownish color.
So you guys never cheated. Well, I want to circle back to that.
No.
Everybody,
No.
all never
have.
cheats. We're all never cheats.
Never have. And to God, never have.
Scott,
No.
Hey, the long distance thing.
good on you, brother.
I would say that I have been in a long
can't handle
distance
the
relationship.
guilt.
Even though we had the same address. Touring for as long as I did, I probably
Sure.
saw her fewer times than you saw your boyfriend 3 hours apart from each other.
Sure.
You know, and this was, like you said, before FaceTime and all that, I was flip phoning. And it's, a lot of times when you're back then when you were overseas, there a few days would go by because you're traveling and whatever, and you can't get a calling card. You know, it was like there were no cell phones back then, as far as that kind of stuff goes. So you're trying to get a calling card, and then you're calling back, but they're asleep when you're awake, and
That's hard.
yeah. So that was definitely a long distance relationship for a good portion of that time.
Scott?
Yes, I had a long distance relationship in college because I was still dating my girlfriend from high school. And she was in high school, so yeah, I'm a creep.
47% of us have been in a long distance relationship. Has anybody experienced love at first sight?
I don't know if that exists, but I understand the infatuation thing. So yes, I'm going to say
Yeah.
like a connection. I'll say a connection, if you will.
I don't know about love at first sight.
yeah.
Well, when I was single till I was 40 or whatever, so it was like every pretty girl I ever met immediately.
Yeah,
Rafe, love at first sight?
I think there's
Oh, yeah.
something to that.
It's real.
I think there is. I'm not sure it's love. I think that's just a word that we use because we don't have something better.
Lust.
I don't know. I don't think it's lust
Nope.
either. I think there's some weird
It's
magic
connection.
in between.
There it
Connection
is.
at first sight. It's
It's
like
connection at first sight, and it may not be full-fledged love yet, but it's a very real. It's a lightning strike. It's a very real thing.
I agree.
43% have said they've experienced love at first sight. I don't think I have.
I think it has a lot to do with the timing too, because the one particular gal that I'm thinking of, I mean, this was like something was here, and both of us were like, "Whoa, something is here," and you could feel it without talking about it.
Dreamweaver.
And then
Yes.
the next time we saw each other,
Gary Wright. Yes.
the next time we saw each other, completely gone.
Gone, huh?
Whatever,
didn't,
dude.
Didn't exist.
I thought you met your wife and it was love at first sight.
We were
'cause
dating other people at the time.
You were staying in her apartment.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
But you didn't have a connection at that point?
She definitely did not have one with me.
She was upset you were there, right?
And I was
You were
hammered,
cool.
so I was looking for a place to crash. Ever had an on off again relationship?
Yeah.
On again, off again
Yeah,
relationship?
actually I have. Yeah.
Yes.
I have.
And that was a long distance one too, because it was a guy that was from my dad's town. And we would kind of have seasons of each other where we would like date. I'd be down there visiting my dad, visiting him, and then like whenever I was not coming in town for a while or in school or whatever, like not coming down as much, we wouldn't date as much. So
It was more a scenario of betrayal and reconciliation attempts. Hey, somebody over on the texter said love at first sight is more like limerence, and I've never heard that word before, so I just looked it up. Limerence is defined as a state of involuntary obsession with another person, often characterized by intense longing and infatuation.
And showing up at their house.
and showing up at their house.
It differs from love and lust, and in that it is based on uncertainty of whether the person you desire, referred to as the limerent object, also desires you. This experience can be all-consuming in the moment, may resemble addiction or compulsive behavior. Whoa.
I don't think that's not what I'm talking about.
Limerence.
Oh, I don't like
An emotional state of mind.
limerence.
In
Don't like
between,
that word.
in between love
I'll
and
never
lust.
use it.
Limerence? That's kind of cool.
Sounds like a drink.
42% of us have had an on-again, off-again relationship. Who's gotten back together with an ex?
Hey.
What's up?
Yeah.
That's the on.
Got back together and made a baby.
I never have. I feel like one and done.
I feel like that's the on-again, off-again.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, I regret it.
But I feel like it has to end. Like you have to go, we're breaking up.
My aunt and uncle
I think
got
there needs to
married
be a
3
certain
times.
Holy smokes,
Time
really?
limit.
3 separate weddings. I mean, or marriages. If
My
you
aunt and
will.
uncle got married, divorced, and remarried 3 times.
They like
Whoa.
the gifts.
Man, that's expensive.
It's like Matthew McConaughey's parents.
Yeah, can I be that guy's
Oh, yeah.
lawyer?
They'd break up for what? Spend a couple years apart, and they'd be like, what are we even fighting about?
Yeah.
And then they'd get back together, get married at
Break
the
up
courthouse, get
Wow.
divorced again.
I see a pattern.
38% of us have gotten back together with an ex. What about friends with benefits? I don't think I've ever had that. Friends with benefits. I've never.
I made out with like a bunch of friends in high school. Like, I felt like there were a bunch of, we all were making, everybody was just making out. Everybody. So I guess that would be considered benefits.
Does benefits have to be all the way?
I would imagine
Oh, then no.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
friends with benefits.
Yeah. I had the Benny's package before.
So yes, Scott.
Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Friends with benefits.
Non-stop.
No comment.
No comment from Moon.
No, I mean, I don't think it exists.
We don't like to put labels on things between him and I.
That's true.
No, I'm
mean?
just,
You guys are in a situationship
Well,
that
that's
is very
fine.
special.
I mean, somebody tried to pull that. You know, I think that's a card that some people try to pull,
Yeah.
but they're using it as bait.
Right, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
It can
for
end
sure.
poorly, for sure.
Yeah, it's-
Usually
it's
they
a-
do.
it's a trap.
I've seen the movies. Been on a blind date?
Yes.
Never.
My aunt set me up with a guy.
Oh, makes me want
It
to
was
vomit even
very
thinking
cute.
about it.
It actually worked. We didn't date, or it was a great date, but
Yeah,
we just didn't continue. But it was, I mean, ended with a kiss. That was cool.
Whoa.
So it was a great day that ended with a kiss, and then what? And
Why?
then nothing.
I don't know.
What
He was
happened
like,
to you?
I think he was like, he lived far away or toured or something. It was a long time ago. And I was like, oh, he's very cute, but it just didn't feel like fizzled out. One date
fascinating.
and done. But it
One
was
and
fun.
done, but you kissed.
We did kiss at the end of the blind date.
Ooh,
Yeah.
how exciting!
You
a
kissed,
blind
and
date that went well, and then you just said,
And then
"That's it."
that was it.
I know. I don't know. I don't
Weird.
remember what happened.
Well, that's
Maybe
enough
it was
of that.
me. I think that's like.
That was great. Have a good life.
Here's what
Yeah.
you're missing. Bye.
You ever been on a blind date?
You just
of
pushed
me.
him away.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I never have.
No, it sounds exciting.
My parents,
No.
or my mom and Jerry met on a blind date
I don't like surprises.
and got married.
It was-
still together.
Got it.
I've been
Yeah.
on one, and it was pretty fun, but you had to describe everything, especially the way I looked.
Oh, we set you up on. Oh, God,
Nice.
Scott, stop that. God.
Was that fun for you whenever you were dating everybody?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Scott. I've never told you this, but I had a
Crush
friend
on him,
of a
I knew
friend.
it.
I did. Well, clearly, but no, I had a friend of a friend who was one of the chicks that like through the station like went on a date with you.
What?
Yeah.
What she said.
You
about
knew
the
one of
date.
them?
No, not at the time. I met her later, but she's friends with one of my good friends.
Whoa.
And so I was at a party one time, and
What was
I
the
think
review?
She loved you. She thought you were so sweet and special and handsome and all sorts of good stuff.
Oh, you are very.
That's
you are a
awesome.
handsome little boy.
Yeah, you're a special guy.
Handsome devil.
You, ever,
You're a silver-tongued devil, you.
As a little boy.
you
Why
are
are you so red, Scott?
You are a blind date person, Rafe?
The closest thing I ever got was when, I think I've said this before, my mom sent a girl to our house that she worked with that she thought was a good match for me.
Aw.
While I had the flu, and this girl, I'm like puking in a bucket and pooping myself.
In the same
Into
bucket.
fully dehydrated, like laying on the couch, like shivering, watching. And there's like a knock at the door, and this girl, and her name was LaDonna. I remember that. Because I was like, whoa, LaDonna. That sounds fancy. She had huge blonde hair.
Oh.
Very nice gal. Comes in with with some soup and a rose.
Oh.
And I was like, what the hell is
I'm not at
happening?
my best right now.
Dude, I had to look like Nosferatu. I was just like, you know, when you have like the stomach flu and you're just like, I'm like mummified in a blanket. I was like watching Animaniacs, like throwing up into a bucket, and she's just like, your mom said you weren't feeling good. She said I should come by, and I'm like, Mom, what the worst blind date? You exposed her
to
the influenza
type A.
Who knows what kind?
Why would you go in your house?
I
You're
don't
sick.
know. And dude, I'm just like on the couch. And now she's sitting on the end of the couch watching TV with me.
Oh, God.
While I have the flu.
What a trooper LaDonna was.
She didn't stay very long, thank God. She read the room
my
pretty
God,
well,
how
but
awful.
Yeah, the second time you got up to dump, she probably was like, I got to go.
I go, I might make a tootie noise.
31% of us have been on a blind date. Has anybody here dated more than one person at a time?
No.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I had it wasn't serious relationships. Like nobody was officially connected. It was like I had Columbia guys that I would hang out with, and then I had my West Frankfort guys I'd hang out with. You know, but nobody was like my boyfriend. I wasn't their girlfriend.
But did everybody? Well,
nobody knew about each
nobody
other.
knew about each other.
There was no internet. It was dial-up at the time.
Ever date two people at once, right?
No, man. I'm kind of a serial monogamist. It's kind of, I know that doesn't fit match with my personality that well. I would, I didn't want to have to juggle. I didn't like that. I didn't like having to lie to people.
Yeah. We know Scott's answer.
Yeah.
But if I was free and easy, I was free and easy. You know what I mean?
No, Moon?
Dating people at the same time?
Yeah. More than one person?
I
Isn't
don't
it just
think
dating?
so. Yeah.
Isn't dating considered that? You're
thought that
dating
was-
multiple people? Like what? Until you have the official conversation of hey, can we be exclusive?
Yeah, but if I went on a date with someone and then a second date,
I'm assuming
I didn't
they're
go
not.
on another first. Like I would date that person until I was like, this isn't a good fit.
I'm assuming they're not dating other people as well.
Yeah.
That's how I was. I didn't necessarily assume that of them, but that's how I am.
I would.
I understand something serious, but if it's a short time, somebody's like, "Oh, hey, well, you're single, cool. You want to go out on Thursday night?" You're like, "Yeah, okay, great." And you go out. I mean, technically, it's a date, and then you see somebody that week, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing on Monday?" And then you go out with him. I guess that's dating people at the same time, right? But I mean, it doesn't mean that anything is serious.
I never was I was not having sex until
Marriage.
senior year. I was very, so it wasn't like a sexual dating. I never had that. I never had where you're sleeping around with multiple people. This was going to a movie with one guy.
Yeah, right.
Then going to a concert up here with another guy. Maybe there's a kiss, maybe not. Not a big deal.
28% of us have dated more than one person at a time. Ever been in a love triangle?
A polycule? No.
What does that mean? Explain what you mean.
Well, how would you explain the love triangle?
Where there's one guy and two
That's what I'm
chicks that he's
asking you to
dating
do.
and they both know about each other?
I would say there's one person who feels that the other person should be theirs, and usually I would see a love triangle as something that is a conflict.
My friend Danielle and I, because we grew up together,
She's mine.
we had the same taste in
Jesse's
guys.
girl is a love triangle, right?
Yes.
So, for instance, there was our friend named Seth. We were both in love with Seth. And we both knew it at the same time. And Seth knew it, and he was living his best damn life, okay? 1997. All right?
Because he's dating you both?
He was dating us both, essentially. And this is one of my best friends. And, we would just we wouldn't even fight over him. We were both just yeah, we both love him. So we're just going to both kiss him, I
date him.
guess.
So, love triangle
Whoa,
is
that
a
is a
romantic
love
situation involving three people where two of them are romantically interested in the third. It's a scenario where one person is loved by two different individuals, creating a complex romantic dynamic.
That was us.
So a more detailed breakdown here is two suitors, one subject, two individuals are romantically involved with or have a crush on the same person.
Yeah, chasing the same gal or guy, usually.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
I've been in those.
Yeah, I guess I get.
I
Yeah.
had one.
Too small of a town.
Yeah.
This one's a wild one, but it was a gal that I'd met whenever I was working on the road. She's from Seattle, and she flew me from St. Louis to Seattle. Her mom paid for it all because her
Wow.
mom got free airline stuff or something. Anyways, I went out there and I arrived. It was all cool, but she was really awkward the first day, and then turned out that the guy that she had dated years before, they just started dating again, a few days before.
Oh, but she had flown you out
She
there
flew
to
you out there?
It was a
entertain
whole
you?
week of me just basically touring Seattle, seeing the sights.
Oh. Wow, what a
So
bitch.
dumb.
Honestly, what a
This is
horrible
so
person.
dumb.
Oh man.
What a horrible
She was
person.
stunning. I was like, why?
What
Were
a
you
horrible
heartbroken the
person.
whole time? Did it ruin
it's-
Seattle
well,
for you?
There was times where you get bummed, and then there's other times where you're like, wow, this is a cool part of Seattle.
It sucks
Space
that
Needle.
Seattle's
Myself?
also always raining, so you're just walking in the rain.
Let me see
That's
here.
amazing.
19% of us have been in a love triangle before. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We come back, Rafe on relationships.
Yes.
And men reveal the real reason they spend millions on OnlyFans.
Okay, can't wait for this.
I'll tell you this OnlyFans thing tomorrow.
Oakley
I want to get
doakley.
right into Rafe, and I
Do
believe
the
we got some.
OnlyFans.
Nah, I'll do it tomorrow.
All right.
Because I want to get into these misconnections, and I want to give it its.
Okay. We do
give
owe
the
it to
ti-
St. Louis
give it
to
the
connect
time
people.
Give it the time it needs.
We're
you know,
coming off
so-
a holiday weekend.
I know.
Maybe some people were lonely over the holiday weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
it was
they-
gloomy,
It's gloomy.
overcast, rain in some spots, cold.
There's connections to be made.
Well, let's go, man. Let's get these connections made.
First up on Rafe Does Relationships. Simple title, Misconnection, St. Louis Craigslist. Are you the male, thin, curly-haired farm tech who works the window? Ledoux.
Ooh, I wonder what window.
What window could it be? I am a client at Ledoux Farm, and I always enjoy talking with you. Would love to take you out to lunch. Get back to me, and let's make this happen.
Okay, so
Now-
Ledoux Farm.
No, this is when
Do you work at Ledoux Pharmacy?
This is when you got it. You should get out there.
Oh, FARM or PHARM?
PHAR.
Oh.
Yeah, like listen, and if it's in Ledoux, well, chances are.
Pharmacy tech, you got an old widow. She's on, you know what med she's on. You know what's going on.
Yeah, somebody got some money.
She's got some money and some time, and she wants to spend a little money
Give her some time.
with her little honey at the
Okay.
Ledoux Pharmacy Tech. So if you are a male, thin, curly-haired farm tech at Ledoux Pharmacy, which I feel is going to narrow this down
That dude
Right.
is standing right there by the radio, and all of his tech friends are looking at him like, "That's
right
you,
now.
dude. That's
They're like,
you."
Brent, that's you.
Okay, and we're assuming that it's a widower. I'm sorry, not a widower. A widow.
Widow?
I'm
Or
assuming.
widower. I don't know.
Why? Because she's at the pharmacy by herself? Can we not just go to the pharmacy by herself? Do we have to lose our husbands?
Huh?
Why is she a widow?
Well,
Where did
because
that
she's after
detail
this
come in?
feller.
This is my fantasy.
We're playing this out in our heads.
This is
Okay.
my Craigslist.
I didn't know if there was a detail I
It's
missed.
all part of Rafe's Craigslist fantasy.
Well, let's
You
see.
are so high on cough medicine right now.
I really
and I
am.
am here for it.
I really am. I shouldn't be on the air right now.
Okay, next.
Oh,
All right.
golly,
Well,
dude,
I thought
this-
we had that
I mean,
had legs.
I mean, look where this is. This is money. This is Money Central.
Oh, yeah.
Money Central, baby, and this is their local pharmacy. Come
Where's
on
that
now.
off of?
Whoa.
This is right at three. Is Clayton and 40.
Oh, that's right by Sportsman's Park.
Wait, rich people get sick?
Yeah, that's right. That's,
That's
where
across
Tina
the
works.
street.
By
From where Tina
Frontenac.
works.
That's Frontenac. I mean, this is Money Central here.
Dude, if you're a farm, that's what I'm saying, man. Like you're trying to glaze over this. This could be a young man's ticket.
Yeah.
One of these Ledoux ladies is eyeing you up, my man.
Proud.
She's there for her blood thinners and wants a little more.
You'll know if she's clean or not.
Feeling lightheaded when she's
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a colonoscopy this week, don't you?
Yeah.
That's so tight, dude.
Thursday.
The best nap you'll have. You'll
I'm
feel so
getting
good on
upper
Friday.
and lower GI on Thursday. The Rafe Williams Butts and Guts Blowout Extravaganza.
Congratulations.
Looking forward to it.
When do you start the cleanse? Tomorrow?
Cleanse starts tomorrow. I told you I was a little upset over the break because I got an email from the nurse and it was in Comic Sans, and I don't like that from a healthcare organization, but that's fine. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm getting the pills, and I'm going to blow my. I'm going
How are
to.
you doing the pills?
So the pills are the way to go. It's so cool.
You know, when I had my
so tight.
colonoscopy a couple weeks ago, I asked for the pills, and the doctor said, no, I don't trust the pills. I'd rather you do the drink because I know you're going to be clean.
Your doctor sucks, bro.
He seemed nice to me.
Oh, that's what.
He's got a
he
good
seems
sense of
nice.
humor.
So hold up.
I'm gonna let him up inside me and on the backside, but because he seems nice.
You start taking the pills tomorrow, Wednesday, and then it's Blow Dump Central on Thursday.
Well, Wednesday night.
No, Wednesday night.
There's going to be a Wednesday night reckoning. There's going to be a reckoning in Tower Grove.
But then Thursday morning you go in?
Thursday afternoon.
So there still could be some action on Thursday morning during
there'll
this
be
show.
action.
Well, he's going to be off Thursday.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah. I know. I do not. Do you want me here?
You come on.
I don't know. It could be great entertainment for everyone.
Do you want me here on the precipice of the world's most catastrophic shart?
Yeah,
I don't.
Wear a diaper.
Come on, you wuss. It's for the show.
on.
Anything for the show.
We do things
I'll dive
for
up for the show.
Oh.
No pants, just diaper.
Oh, no.
Diaper only.
Yeah.
And you have to change me if there's an accident.
Oh.
I'll give you $100 if you come
We're
to
going to
work.
bring a man-sized Koala Care changing station in here.
You have one on the number 2 show.
Down?
Yes, a fold down.
Exactly.
And if Uncle Rafe makes a boo-boo,
One more.
I'll give you $100 if you come to work on Thursday
disgusting.
in a diaper.
it's supposed to be helping people.
Oh.
Okay, one more. Wow, now you're really putting me up against it. Here we go. Dispensary Dreams, St. Louis.
Oh.
We spoke while waiting to get into the dispensary. Both of us seem to be heading for the same evening. Movies, music, smoke, and munchies. How about we plan a similar evening together? You, pretty gal with friend. Me, eyelash guy. What you said to me first. Wink, wink. Flutter, flutter.
Wow.
Cool eyelashes,
jealous
man.
of that.
Flutter.
Do we know what dispensary?
Dispensary Dreams. Is Dreams a dispensary?
I don't think so.
Or maybe he's just having dreams.
He didn't say
They
the
sell-
dispensary.
Do they sell snacks?
Like brownies?
At dispensaries?
No. I mean, like chips.
They would be fools
no.
not to, right?
I'm not.
Or is it just weed?
It's just weed, man.
Can you imagine? You know what? I can't imagine. Let's not talk about it anymore. I got a great idea.
Like they don't have like a snack section.
I don't
you
think
can buy
so.
like Funyuns.
No, I don't think it's a good
No.
idea, Rizz.
I'm being serious. It's a
I am
serious
too.
question.
Let's not talk about it any
Convenience
further.
store next to a dispensary?
No, not next to it. Like inside the dispensary.
Yeah, no, I've not seen that. It's all just cannabis products.
Like, do they have just like
They're really missing
wavy
out.
lays?
No, man. Is this all the stuff that you crave?
I'm just wondering.
Wavy lays? No, I've never seen snacks that aren't cannabis and filled at the dispensary.
That's dumb.
But it is a great idea.
I hope these two make a connection.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they were on the right path. How do you know it was a friend also with her?
Well, I'm assuming if two people walk up together and they're standing in a line together and they're kind of chit-chatting as if they know one another.
Okay. I'll buy that.
And they finish each other's.
Sentences?
If you see
Oh, you
a
guys
man
are
and a
friends.
woman together, you're
Oh, is a man and a woman? I thought he was just saying like a gal and her friend.
Well, I mean,
Fairview
I don't
Heights
know.
does have apparently a dreams dispensary.
Oh, I've not been there.
All
My
right.
apologies to them.
And there's Green Dreams.
Maybe that's what it is.
I think that's what it is. If I see a man and a woman together, I'm assuming they're together.
And if I
Right.
see
It's the
two
body
women together, I'm
language.
assuming they're friends.
Well.
Typically.
I'm also assuming they're together.
Unless they're making out.
In my mind. In my mind, they're going home and having tickle fights. That's what I'm That's what I'm assuming.
You want more quick one?
One more quick one.
Quickie. Putt Shack, hot guy.
Oh, down at the foundry.
Going to be real brief. Putt Shack, hot guy. We were playing, and I told my friend you were hot. You were by the bar and then followed us out. Okay.
Oh, that's weird.
I wanted to say hi, but we were both with someone. Let's say hi now.
What happened?
Woo-hoo, steamy Putt Shack. Putt Shack, hot guy. This weekend. They were playing, told your friend you were hot. You were by the bar and you followed them out. So if you were a guy who pursued two females into
were-
the parking garage.
Yeah.
Talk about throwing a dart in the dark. Get out of here. How's some guy supposed to read that and go, oh, that must be
Oh,
me?
I followed two women out.
I was
That's
with
me.
someone.
It's like creeper bait.
Yeah, I was with
No,
someone.
she's not saying that that he followed them. He just happened to leave after them, and no one's noticing
Yeah,
that.
it's bad writing. You're right.
Yeah.
This is
No.
poor writing.
Terrible.
You made the
thought
guy
that
sound
was
worse than he
weird.
is.
Good luck. You'll never find him.
That's right. All right. Scott, you wanted to make us laugh after the break?
Yes.
All right, we got some time for King Scott and some very funny ha's. All right, I think the real comedian in this room is about to take the stage. Scott, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
What's going on in the news today?
All right, right, here's King Scott and your headline goo.
We'll start off with some good news. Thousands of chicks abandoned in a Delaware male van were adopted. Now the bad news? By KFC.
Oh, no.
New York City updated its subway map, and it now includes stops where you can eat, drink, and get shoved on the tracks by a schizophrenic. In a shocking moment caught on video, the wife of French President Emmanuel Macron shoved him in the face during an argument, and as is custom, he immediately surrendered.
Nice.
Americans...
Right, right.
Got him. Americans say the perfect vacation lasts 11 days, is 3 hours away, it costs $8,000 per person, and includes zero family. Okay, I added the last one.
All right.
Yeah. An investment group is in talks to buy OnlyFans for $8 billion. However, for $9 billion, they can get OnlyFans to do some really dirty stuff. Phil Robertson, the patriarch of Duck Dynasty, died. Friends and family call it heartbreaking. Ducks call it karma. Mission Impossible, the final reckoning star, Haley Atwell, was nearly 9 months pregnant when she filmed one of her fight scenes, and it was the most impressive fighting by someone with a huge belly since the last Steven Seagal movie. Jussie Smollett donated $50,000 to a charity as part of his settlement with the city of Chicago, and the charity is Fake a Wish. Kanye says he's no longer anti-Semitic. Oh, no. He's moved on to a more socially acceptable group to hate. Gingers. Wow. Which I don't like that one. That was written by Moon. And finally, Caitlin Clark will be out 2 weeks with a quad injury, which means for 2 weeks, America can resume its previous habit of avoiding the WNBA like the plague. Yeah, may the goo be with you.
Thank you, Scott. You know I love you all, but that's it for us. We gotta skedaddle. We have things. We have things that we have to do, and we'll reconvene tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. That's fine. All right. If you missed anything on the program, the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. It is titled
I Wouldn't Want to Catch Redhead.
Okay. Moon. What else?
CanYouFeelThePunkTonight.com. Big show coming up August 8th at Chesterfield Amphitheater. It's going to be friggin' sweet.
All right, Lern.
Come see my band. Free show at Copper Fire Sunday, June 8th, 2 to 5. Little day rock, classic rock covers. We'd love to see you. Thanks.
Rafe.
No notes.
King Scott.
I just want to say that we had Memorial Day yesterday, so thank you all who have served this country. You guys are absolutely incredible.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Well
Rafe,
said, buddy.
Thank you.
Well said, buddy. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
so sweet.
All right, we leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. See us on Sunday at the Hot Shots in St. Charles for a big 35-year Hot Shots anniversary blowout. From Arnold, Missouri, Derek Vogus is our Team Rizz Member of the Day.